Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Correct.
Huh? It's a house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's a house!
You know, that's just one step above stupid.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Huh?
What's going on, freaks? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Look. It's for getting my attention on something. Alright, so for all the new freaks out there, the look it symbol is for it's for like, hey Gray, something's going wrong here. Check it out. Hold on one second. Gotta get my phone over there. There we go. All right, you guys, we're having one of those shows where, well, you normally start off at 0, but you know, it's always somebody where it feels like we're moving. Today is the 27th. We've got today, tomorrow, the next day, and then we have our final donation night. But anyways, what do you guys think of the video today? A lot of people didn't watch it. I thought it was pretty good. You know, it was weird. It was like when I make videos sometimes while I'm thinking about it, I think of other things, kind of like the you know, I think the DoorDash driver is mistaken that she saw somebody up on the 3rd floor in the window. Okay, that it just doesn't make sense that Xana's upstairs or anything like that. And the only person with dark hair is her. So when she says on the upper floor, that means she was parked low and maybe couldn't see the roof very well. So I just thought it was the top floor, and that was Xana in the living room. Then I thought, well, hell, if she's in the living room, then maybe that's where Murphy is there. So maybe like at 4:03, remember how Dylan said right around 4 o'clock she heard what sounded like somebody playing with the dog or whatever. So maybe that's right there in the living room with Murphy, and that is Xana. You know, so Dylan heard it, and maybe it's Xana there. And then, you know, then obviously he goes down and gets the food, and maybe that's the light when they turn the light switch on. That's what Bethany thought was a flashing light under her door. And then she got her DoorDash and then went upstairs, and then they ate it. And, you know, it just seems like things make sense if you think about it. Now, if you're a pro burger, you have to take everything that these witnesses say literally. That way you can just come up with all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Mary Bezick and Bezick. Are you guys sitting right next to each other or what? What's happening? Well, I don't know. I don't know why he would take Murphy's life. I don't know why he would do that. That's a long ways away for Mel. That's good. Glad you're so far away from there. Yeah, so I've got the in the Minneapolis. I mean, I'm not sure I'm gonna play. It's like YouTube is just gonna. like if you play the video, they're just going to demonetize, you know, the 11-minute video. But I think I could read his letter that he wrote. I transcribed it myself, and then also there was this weird Russian English mix thing that he did, and you know, ChatGPT can actually translate it. Like it actually figured it out that that's what it was. But hey guys, let's get a better start going for the show today. So on this show, every single night I do shows, and you know, the people watching support the channel. I do the shows, you guys support the channel, and that allows me to keep doing the shows. And at the end of the month, I try to make as many videos as I can that are useful. I don't just make random videos. Like if I don't have something I think is interesting, I don't make a video. But you know, this month I was able to make a whole bunch of different videos, and that helped the ad revenue. So you know, I'm trying to be able to donate a ton of money at the end of the month. You know, we've already done 1,500 for this month, so you know, if we get up to, I don't know, I'm kind of hoping to be able to give out like 5,500 or 6,000 total out of the income from the channel. That's pretty good, isn't it? But the only way to make that happen is if you guys are supporting the channel. I know it's kind of like, oh boy, I gave you some money yesterday, and if you can't, I don't want, here's the thing, if you can't afford it, then don't do it. All right? This is just sort of like, if you're out there and you have the ability to, that would be awesome. Thank you. Thanks, CR. The membership gifting queen right there. Still waiting on the picture, CR. I'm still waiting on the picture. Yeah. And so unlike other channels, I try to, yeah, so on my show, I actively try to, you know, like, hey, everybody, if you can support the channel, etc. Now, there's trolls out there that make it seem differently than it is. You know, I don't have to do that. I just would never be able to donate anything at the end of the month. That's just how it would be, because if I just didn't say a damn word, I don't think we'd do anywhere near as well, and I wouldn't be able to do it. All right. Hey, thank you, Allison Mox. Now, I know you guys don't like talking about the inside baseball stuff, but that's just the way it is on YouTube. When we do these live streams, let's say like last night's live stream, I think it brought in $57 in ad revenue for a 3-hour show, and you know, it's like, it's ridiculous. It's insane. So that just wouldn't work. If you like, try to figure it out mathematically at the end of the month and see what you come up with. I'm sick to my stomach about innocent children. Yeah, I mean, this shooter is, he's a sick person, man. Sick as hell. Thank you, Allison Mox. And 4Paws007 gifted 2. Yeah, so I have all of, I didn't take, I'm up to page 24 on the manifesto in terms of copying it. It was starting to get so long. But this guy's a nut job. You know, he's a transgender, you know, like Nazi-loving Jew. He hates Jewish people. I mean, just like the worst nightmare for the Democratic Party. I mean, absolutely insane, right? I mean, this guy's, I mean, what? And he hated Trump and everything. I mean, he wrote all these things on guns and weapons and things. Wow. Of course, it's not his fault. It's everybody else's fault. You know what I think? When I read this guy's letter, he seemed like, kind of like Kohberger a little bit. I'm not just saying it because we're talking about Kohberger. He's just somebody that, you know, kind of just hates the way things have been, and he's going to go out in a blaze of glory. And, you know, he didn't hate anybody or anything. He's just, this is something he's been feeling for a long time. How about we go over that first? Are you guys interested? I mean, I kind of want to do that first because a guy named Joshua, I think he lives in the area. He sent me some photos, and there are a couple new ones in there from the inside the house, crime scene type photos. Sorry, I got this stupid thing that's raised up and this pillow on top, and I put my foot on top of it. Yeah. All right. New Hope. Wow. Isn't that where New Hope Church was another place in the same damn town? Maybe Minnesota needs to get to work. You guys are ridiculous. I didn't even realize that. I mean, look at that. That's also where that Hoffman thing was going on. What's going on in Minneapolis, for God's sakes? Wow. Good old Tim Walz, huh? What a winner that guy was, huh? Let's see. What do we got here? Gray, I come here for true crime. Listen, is there any Democrats that really liked Tim Walz? I mean, just be honest. Like, look both ways first, and then say the truth. That guy was a. You know what I was thinking about? Remember when he said, when Tim Walz and Kamala said out loud, they would say stuff like, "Yeah, the Republican Party is just weird. They're just weird." You know why they did that? They wanted to get to that first, because Trump and Vance aren't weird. I can see why you wouldn't like them. They're not weird people though. But Tim Walz and Kamala were the weirdest two freaking people you've ever seen. So what they did was they got to it first and said, "Oh, those guys are weird." So if the Republicans said, "Well, you know who's really weird?" They go, "Oh, you're just copying us." I mean, just look in the mirror, for God's sakes. Oh, see, here we go. Come on, Allison. I'm going to say whatever I feel like it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. All right? So anyways, here we go. Who cares about a book from years ago? You guys are crazy people. You know what's weird is, like, there's some people that are just so, they can't literally reflect inwardly and say to themselves that they were wrong about how they viewed somebody. They just can't do it. All right, let me pull out this article right here. Gray, I'm never watching again. See, there you go. That's just for you guys. All right? There you go, Allison Mox. Gray, I used to watch your show, but you talked about politics, and I'm never watching again. Right? You know how it goes. Gets really old, really fast. Why can't I think whatever the hell I want to think? Come on, Allison. All right, here we go. Let's see, what does this say? Vincent, and by the way, is that the mayor that's running around in the front of he's just, wow, what a beta. I mean, what a pile of crap that guy is. Let's see. Vincent Frank Kuzel said this 11-year-old daughter, Chloe, was in the church when shots rang out this morning. Described, what was the name of that church? It had a weird name. It was some kind of, oh, there it is. Annunciation Church. Hold on a second. All right. Yeah, I see it right here. Annunciation. All right. So you notice how I answered my own question within 3 seconds, and then somebody typed it in that fast? It's like these people are just ready to go. Super sleuths. I mean, look how crazy this is, you guys. All these things happening in this town. That's where that shooter was a few months back. New Hope Church. I mean, all right. Go right here. Maybe that's a different New Hope. Is this the one? That doesn't seem like that's it. Is that? Seemed like it looked different than that. Is that it? Just kind of looks, it doesn't seem like it looks like that. Do you think that's it right there? I thought it was sort of more in with houses around it. I mean, I can't imagine there being two of them. Minneapolis Annunciation Church. That doesn't look right to me. Let me see what the front looks like. I'll be able to tell you. Well, maybe. Jeez, what a weird church, though, by the way. I mean, just right outside your door is, like, filled with... I think this is the cemetery associated with it. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. The school. I thought it was... That didn't look right to me. All right, right there. All right, here we go. That's what I was looking for right there. I thought that was looking kind of dicey. You come out of class and you're right in the middle of a cemetery. Hey, I was at school today. I came out of the class and... Yeah, come on. All right, let's go right down here. I think this is it. You can go right here. And then I think it's that other building over there, right? I think that's probably the actual... You got cracking audio in here? Hello, hello? You got crackling audio? Here, let's see. Is that why you're saying look it, look it, look it, look it, look it, look it? Oh, they shifted it. Ah, see that? They changed it up on me again. There we go. How about now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. So that should be... I mean, it might have been good for some people, but... What do you mean, nope, nope, nope? Yep, yep, yep. Nope, nope, nope. Yep, yep, yep. Nope, nope. Which one is it, you guys? Hey, yes, nope, 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 yep, 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 nope, 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 yep, last sound is fine, nope, 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 yep, 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 nope, 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 that is fine, clear audio, nope, 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 yep, 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 nope, 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 yep, 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 nope, 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 oh. Wow, I wish I could tell. It was on the wrong, you know, Windows for some reason just shifts it over there for some reason. There's no rhyme or reason. It just kind of, it'll shift it to a different audio driver. All right, so right there. Hey, thanks, brown-eyed girl. All right. You, my brown-eyed girl. Da-da-da-da. All right, just a second. I'm just trying to get everything in here. So I think that's it there. Yeah, so just off of memory from today, it sounds like, you know, this nut job named, I've got it right here, his name is Robin Westman, who used to be a different name. It's a transgender individual. And he, you know, had a little letter he wrote, and he had a manifesto, and he's made videos out there. And he made a crazy 11-minute video with all these different weapons with different names on them. And then he went over there and he shot, I think 17 people were hit with bullets. 2 died, 2 kids, unfortunately, like an 8-year-old, and I mean, just an absolute monster. And then there's a couple they were in critical condition, but it sounds like they're all going to make it now, everybody else. But man, could you imagine? I mean, I think there's a video of one of the parents or something. I mean, just what a, jeez, it just sucks. And he went on like the side of the building and was shooting. I don't think he went in, they say. 2 children ages 8 and 10 are dead after a shooter opened fire during a morning mass at Annunciation Catholic School on the south side of Minneapolis. 17 other people, including 14 children, were injured. Right, so 17. Okay, the shooter had been identified. He took his own life. As Robin Westman, 23, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, police said. FBI Director Kash Patel identified the shooter as a male, Legal documents requesting a name change for Westman say they identified as a female. Well, no, but he's a male, though, right? I mean, you get that, right? He's saying he's a female, but he's not one. He's actually a male who is mentally identifying as being a female, but like technically he's a male, right? I mean, that's where our society has gone wrong. I've been saying this for 5 years. I think it's insane. So, anyways, FBI Director Kash Patel identified the shooter as a male. Okay, and so NBC's trying to say, look, I mean, he said he was a male, but he said he was. See, they're already trying to stoke this crazy thing. Agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives have at least one firearm from the shooter in their possession, according to an ATF source in Minneapolis. Okay, hey, you're still here, Allison. All right. Thank you. You were watching again. Yeah, there was a female transgender. She was female, identified as a male. I think that was last year. She was a mass shooter. Remember that? Me too, CR. Vincent Francouk. Let's see. Okay, this is the part that was below it. Let's see. Chloe was in the church when shots rang out this morning, describing the moment as a complete chaos. Man, how do you say that name? Francoul or something? Said that when he got the call that there had been a shooting at her school, he rushed to the scene to be with his daughter. It was very emotional. Francoul said that Chloe is not really talking much about the traumatic events in the chapel and that she feels guilty that she couldn't help more of her classmates. She thought she was going to die today. The Archbishop of St. Paul, Minneapolis delivered a message of hope. All right. Let's see what this is.
So I live a half a block from the school.
Okay.
And I heard the shots as I was working from my home office. At first I thought it was like a roofing job or something. Then I realized it was gunshots and I knew where it was coming from. And I immediately just ran up to the school and wanted to get up there and help. Well, the church and school. I didn't know which one it was at that time. But I knew it was probably not good, and I wanted to get up and help in any way I could.
So how many blocks did you have to run to get to the school from your home?
Okay, Allison.
Well, like I said, I'm about a half a block. I was there within a minute.
And what did you see when you got there?
So it was kind of an eerie calm when I first approached. I came up by the side of the east side of the church. I did see a magazine on the sidewalk.
That's exactly right.
Next to the church. I just looked at that, and then I immediately looked around. I didn't see anybody there. I was looking maybe if the shooter was trying to leave or something. But then I went around to the front of the church, and I saw all the kids coming out. The EMTs and police were not there yet, and I immediately focused on two girls and then a boy who were injured. The boy had a superficial injury on his arm. He wasn't too bad, but the two girls were badly hurt. And I just stayed with them until the EMTs came because they were pretty.
I mean, listen to this guy. I mean, so we get it, right? I mean, we don't need to hear all the stories. And, this guy goes in, he's just an absolute nut job. Let me read his letter that he wrote. So I transcribed it. It's 4 pages. So I transcribed it. I just typed it in. ChatGPT was giving me problems by saying, well, it's against what we want. Well, shut up, ChatGPT. I didn't ask you if it was, just do what I'm asking you to do. It's within reason. All right. So here it is right here. It said, to my family and friends, I don't expect forgiveness and I don't expect an apology. I have to hold, let's see. I don't expect an apology. I have to hold much weight. I mean, I don't know if he wrote it right, but it says, an apology to hold much weight, but to my family and those close to me, I do apologize for the effects my actions will have on your lives. So you're going to do it anyways, right? So think about that. Like, this is, to me, when I was reading it, it reminded me of Koberger a little bit. Please know I care for all of you so much, and it pains me to bring this storm of chaos into your lives. This will affect so many more people than the ones that are immediately involved. Meaning, like, you know, he's going to kill people and then all the family members and friends, etc., etc., etc. So he's okay with it. To my mother and father, I am sorry I didn't turn out as you had hoped. You did not fail me. You gave me so much. I truly appreciate the love and the love you have given me. I feel I was raised to be a good person. I've kept these traits of empathy, self-sacrifice, and great character. Yeah, man, you sure have. You know, you're wonderful. Please do not think you have failed as parents. I was corrupted by this world and have learned to hate what life is. So, you know, when you read this, you sort of feel bad for the parents because they have a bunch of other kids, and this guy just turned out to be a nut job, you know? So I mean, this is one of those ones, I mean, I'm not sure you can go around and blame the parents. This guy was probably more affected by the educational system than anything. Life is love. Life is pain. There is too much to accept, too many things to put up with just to live. I'm tired of the pain this world gives out. Please move on and continue to give your love to my brothers and sisters and the rest of the world. They may not forgive you, but you need to move on for me. Forgive my life and the pain life brought. I love you both. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry. Hey, to my siblings, I'm sorry for ever tainting the rest of your lives. You know, I'm sorry for tainting the rest of your life. Well, really, then don't do what you're about to do. Your careers, lives, relationships, all will be turned upside down. Please hold on to who you are, not who I am. Change your names if you must. I wish I could tell you that before I go. Please, I know that. And then it says, I love you all, truly appreciate the time. This is on page 2. The time I have spent with you. I have such an amazing family, and it hurts me to throw this wrench into the works of you good beings, I guess. I feel hope when, I think it just says good being though, so it's like well-being, but good being is what they said. I feel hope when with you. I cherish our time together. I appreciate all that you have taught me, and I felt inspired to be like you when I grew up. I hope you're able to move on and continue your lives without being forever tortured, forever haunted by my actions. Forget me and all that I am. Hold on to yourselves and your loved ones. I love you all. And to my friends, I trust you all to give your memory of me however you see fit. I'm sorry for the confusion and heartbreak this will bring. I truly appreciate all of you for showing me a good life and helping me through dark times. I have had so many good times that gave me hope. Unfortunately, this world has too much pain to deal out that I can't cover it with the good sides of life. I hope you all can move and forget the pain life caused. I think it might have said move on, I guess. I don't know. I don't see it in front of me now, so. Hey, you guys, don't forget to help support the channel. We've hit one of those lulls. It seems almost like obligatory these days. I've wanted this for so long. See, look what he's saying right there. I've wanted this for so long. See, it sounds like Elliot Rodger. Sounds like Koberger. You know, I'm not well. I'm not right. I am a sad person haunted by these thoughts that do not go away. See, he's like a psychopath. I know this is wrong, but I can't seem to stop myself. I am severely depressed and have, thoughts of taking his own life for years. Only recently have I lost all hope and decided to perform my final action against this world. I don't want to kneel down for the injustices that live then. I think it might say, I don't want to kneel down for the injustices, then live on my knees, constantly in pain. Hey, thanks so much, Charlotte Denny, the lull breaker. NCR's a lull breaker. I think I'm dying of cancer, he says. What an idiot. Well, what, did you go to the doctor? It's a tragic end, as he's 23 years old, all right? It's a tragic end, as it entirely self-inflicted. I did this to myself, as I cannot control myself, and have been destroying my body through vaping and other means. I think I have lung cancer. I have felt many pains that make me think I am past the point of recovery. I do not want to recover. I do not want to throw my life away by resting in a hospital bed. I don't want the rest of my life to be as a cancer patient in and out of hospitals, constantly being fretted about with people afraid to be too happy around me. F that. I want to go out on my own means. Unfortunately, due to my depression, anger, and twisted mind, I want to fulfill a final act that has been in the back of my head for years. See, this is one of those guys that just wanted to do it. That's what I'm telling you guys. These people exist. And I think that's Kohberger. He wanted to see what it felt like. You know, he did kind of reference maybe doing it one and done, you know. You all are what kept me going. I find no more interest in anything material. I have only an interest in my mission and love for my family. Thank you, Justin Motocross. If I didn't have such an amazing group of people around me, I would have gone much sooner. I just want to escape from this world, escape from the constant bills, shitty jobs, shitty people, and injustice of America. I am done with this. I will not bow. I will be selfish. Well, that's exactly what you're being, and leave you to pick up the pieces. It's my fault. Blame me, but please move on. Whether you accept my apologies or not. See, he's totally aware that what he's doing is going to destroy lives, but it's just, you know, he's got to go do it. It's for himself. Whether you accept my apologies or not, I hope you all can move past this and continue your lives. Remember to be good people. Love more than ever. The world needs more love. Even if you don't get it in return, please find hope, find love, and stand up to the injustice. I love you all. This guy is just, it's actually funny. It's so stupid. I mean, it's like this, it's so casual sounding. I love you all. I remember you. Pray for the victims and their families. You mean the victims you're about to create. And I love you, Dad, Mom, Jack, Martha, Teresa, Joe, Jared, Phil, Liam, Robin M. Westman. Oh, by the way, P.S. And he's talking regarding Teresa here. T, get over yourself and make up with Mom. She loves you. You need to grow up and accept that time just keeps on effing moving. You ever will stay in, you will stay in the past and rot, wasting your life and happiness away, or you can grow up and move on from things. We all love you. Okay, see, I mean, isn't that weird? I mean, the PS thing is crazy, right? Like he has this little, hey, by the way, you know, get along with Mom. All right, see you later. I got to go kill some people. I mean, what a absolute nut job. Yeah, and then there's like, well, I'll show you like a little clip of the videos. I have it recorded. Or just one of them. I think there's more than just the one that I got.
But so Brandon.
See, like he just goes through, he shows all the pages of his manifesto, and all the different images of his, you know, all these different weapons that have words on them and magazines. I mean, he's crazy. He's just absolute nut job. All right. So let's see if we go up here. Let's do Chat GPT. Let me see. Let's see if we can do like one at a time. Let's see. Translate a handwritten note from Russian and maybe partial English to just English. All right, let's see what happens.
Of course, please upload the handwritten note, and I'll carefully decipher. The Russian and
Look at that crazy thing. It's like backwards and shit.
Here's a cleaned-up English rendering of your handwritten page. The note mixes Russian with heavily phonetic English written in Russian letters. I've translated and normalized it into standard English. Manifestation of thoughts. I have had thoughts of mass murder for a long time. I am very complicated. Writing this journal, I need to get my thoughts out without putting on a faceless mask. This journal is not going to be organized or easy to read. It would have been entranced with the idea of mass shooters. Here's a cleaned-up English.
Why do I quit reading? I've known about these events for years, even at the time of being morbidly obsessed. I always let myself go, indulging in every mass shooting video I could find. My interest in specifically shooting started, I think, in 7th grade. I remember one day I was talking to Valerie. She was my crush, and I was shy, awkward kid. I asked them if there was a school shooting, where would you hide? I don't remember her answer. I asked that, but was simply too scared then. Then later I found myself to be fascinated with it altogether. I mean, this is just crazy, right? Like, so to me, he's just one of those people, he wanted to see what it felt like.
Thanks for the second page.
And it says, I could have been in trouble for this, but not really. Basically, I thought my fantasies would be discovered. I was fascinated for so long. I mean, it's pretty amazing that ChatGPT, without ChatGPT, we wouldn't be reading this right here. I mean, it just went bang. And it knew how to convert it in Russian and sort of some English stuff and put it all together. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? I mean, basically, I thought my fantasies would be discovered. I was fascinated for so long. I thought this thought never went away, but would be suppressed. I remember when I was at school, I had some fantasy that at some point there would be a shooting at my school. Even then, I knew it was not some passing craze. I don't remember even talking to a therapist. Then basically my whole school year, I was not afraid. Then lockdown. We were in a meeting room when I was at school for that week. Laughed my ass off. I thought that maybe my story, my thoughts, and then social media and feelings of hatred and madness were my fate. I think that committing a mass shooting is not so great a thing to do. I could not rationalize it in English like that. But God effing damn, it feels so good to indulge in the thoughts. I had so many reasons why I couldn't do it. I can't do it to my family. I can't do it to myself. I simply can't do it to them. Anyways, I mean, it goes on and on and on. I don't want to go read the whole thing. I mean, it's 50, I don't know, maybe 60 pages long. It's crazy. I've captured 24 of the pages, but, you know, I'm not really sure, you know. It's just reading maybe at some point we can do like a members only live sometime. Maybe I'll put it to audio and do a members only live stream, and you guys can just listen to it if you want. I mean, it's like it's kind of an interesting just sort of seeing what somebody's mind is capable of thinking. It's pretty crazy, right? What are you shaking your head about there, Go Gators? I don't have time to read the 60 pages right here. So you can. Well, yeah, chicken wing. What else would it be for? I'm not sure what your LOL is. Let's see. It will be studied for sure. Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah. Let's do one more page. All right. But I mean the writings are look at what it looks like, you guys. See this? So ChatGPT was able to tell you what this meant. That's pretty That's pretty good. Gotta be honest.
Got it. Here's the translation of page 3 into clear English. Page 3.
I'm not sure what that means. $5 and choose a page, and I'm sure he'll read it up. I don't even know what you're saying. God, you guys.
Got
it's
it.
like let's.
Here's the translation of page 3 into clear English. Page 3.
This one says
Translate.
another huge reason why I was so fascinated with mass shootings was lost dreams. LOL. I used to watch people fantasizing, making skits, clips. LMAO. Look, man, clips are so dumb, and I would get effing roasted. Also, I don't really think my mind has solid logic. A school shooter mindset. LOL. Robbing restaurants, hijacking. My mind was insane, crazy, and effed up. I'm not enough of a freak case, though. Hey, don't cut down freaks, all right? For the people that read this, if this ever gets published, no, I am just writing this because I'm so effing bored and I can't logically figure out what to do. I really just want a place to put my thoughts. I can't talk to a therapist or family because this is probably more like a journal. I will immediately be reported and put on a list. Damn, I feel like I might already be on some kind of a list due to my constant consumption of mass murders and violent content. I recently watched the Amityville Horror Elephant Class. We need to talk about Kevin, basically school shooter movies and shows. It makes sense. I am drawn to whatever portrays this activity. Yeah. All right, you guys, we're in the LOL category now. We got Michelle H there, but we're at a very long, massive lull from way up there where Justin motocross, all right? So if you're watching the channel and you like the videos that I make, the content, the thinking through stuff the way I do it, I would appreciate your guys' support. I don't have you guys are it, man. It's like you're going to a restaurant, the waiter's only income is from the people that are at the meal, and that's it. Now, I don't expect everybody to be sending something in. I'm just saying if you can, and you like the fact that, my channel is one of the ones that actually makes a big difference outside of YouTube. Hopefully at the end of this month, we could be at $260,000 since January of 2020 if we still have a good rest of the month. Now that would be tonight, tomorrow, the next day, the next day. Thanks, Leanne, Bell, and Dixie Hippie. Yeah, nobody's required to send in anything. All right. All right. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, it's just crazy. I think this is a psychopath. I think he's somebody that's just, I don't think he was made. I don't think somebody, I mean, unless the school, he might have had some questions about his sexuality or something, and then the school pushed him in one direction because it's kind of cool, so then he sort of got confused, and then life started treating him differently, and then he hated that, and then it sort of spiraled out of control. But everybody, quote, supported him on the way, They just didn't realize what they were doing. Yeah, but the thing is, it seems like, let's say you throw all that out, the transgenderism and all that. He seemed like just deeply inside, he was really fascinated by this stuff. He just wanted to see what it felt like. It was like an urge that he went out and bought all the weapons and he built it all up, and he just wasn't going to not complete it, much like Koberger on his fourth pass, and he saw that DoorDash driver, by God, he was still going to go in there because this was his night, damn it, and he wanted to see what it was like. So I think that's where, for me, it sort of seems similar. This guy is he's not as, autistic seeming, like at all, really. He just seems like the psychopath part. You know, like I think Koberger was a psychopath and autistic at the same time. And I think this guy is probably just kind of like a psychopath that has some underlying other issues. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, look at that. 4 paws with the coffee on the screen there. I know it's different, Dana. I said it's like Koberger. You know? You just keep... I mean, it's weird how people always want to pretend that they're experts on something. I'm just trying to tell you that this person was committed to do what they were doing. They went out there and they were going to commit this crime no matter what because it was an urge they had, and that's similar. That's it. All right? I didn't say it's exactly the same thing. I just explained that they're, you know, seems pretty different. Yeah, just like, hey, it's weird too, because when you read that letter, he's just talking to them like, hey, you know, hope you guys have a good rest of the day or a good life and everything, but I got to go do what I'm doing here. I know it's not the right thing and everything, and, you know, it's not something I should be doing, but, you know, it's going to ruin your lives and everything, but, you know, I just got to go do it, all right? So can you just... Really weird. He's probably an outcast. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's what I was saying a minute ago. You know, like, Koberger is weird. And so this guy might have ended up being sort of weird because of the, you know, however he got into the transgenderism thing, we don't really know how that all developed. But do you remember how it was kind of cool? Like, parents would almost encourage their children to be one because they wanted to be cool at the next party, and they could go, hey, my kid's a trans too. Hey, everybody, look. I mean, really, all of a sudden, there's this huge rash of them. Like, there's way more than there ever was before. Did that make any sense to anybody? I mean, even, doesn't matter what political party you're on. Didn't you find it odd, just the sheer numbers that seem to be pushed upon the schools? I mean, it's pretty weird, all right? I got to be honest. Now, you know, I get so frustrated when people of a certain political party won't admit it. You know, they just can't admit that that is a reality, okay? They just go, I don't know, Gray. I mean, I just think that... Yeah, no, just, it's a truth. It's a truth. How does a 4-year-old know what they are, okay? It's insane. I've been saying this for 5 years, way before it was something, and people would argue with me, and I go, you guys, this is ridiculous here. Well, I'm not going to... I mean, a lot of Democrats agree with what I just said. Okay, that's the thing. There's a certain population, though, there is sort of like this instinctual defense of something bizarre because they've been told to defend it, because that's what the general theme of a party is. But what you should do is just sit down by yourself and think about it logically. And I think that's where you should lie as a person, not what some other mass group of people were telling you. Yeah. Yeah. They think it's progressive, but it's complete opposite. All right. So anyways, it's, you know, I think a lot of Democrats don't agree with it either. I have friends, a whole bunch of friends, you know, almost every one of my friends is a Democrat. Okay, because I live in Oregon. That's just the way it is, right? So, but when I talk to them about these kind of topics, they totally agree with me. And so that's the frustrating part. It's like there's this crazy element that pushes on all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, would anybody here, I don't know who's in here is a Republican, but would you care if Joe Manchin was president? Would you care? I wouldn't. It wouldn't bother me at all. He would be like somebody I'd go, yeah, cool. You know, he seems like a normal dude that would, you know, do things the right way, and, you know, but he's an outcast in that party, which is weird because he doesn't toe all the line of all the weird stuff. Yeah. You've never heard of Joe Manchin? He's the Virginia senator. He was their governor before that. Right. So, anyways, there you go. Gray, I'm never watching again. I feel alienated. Well, you shouldn't, man. You should just use your brain on a couple things. It's okay. You can do it. We don't have to agree on everything, but there's some things that are just truths, There's Allison. There she is. She's waiting, man. She's got her finger on that trigger. Here it goes. But hey, come on, you guys. We're getting killed again tonight. We're having massive lulls. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, please help do so. You guys are it. We got our month is ending. Let's not have another crappy night. We had one in the middle of the month that was horrendous. So we've got to keep on trucking. We're on the 27th. We got tonight, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. Then, donation night. Yeah, I like Joe Manchin. Yeah, every time I hear him talk, and you know what? Fetterman seems like he's got amazingly, Fetterman, I thought he was just totally out of it, and he wears sweatsuits and all this stuff, but he is a rational thinker. He wouldn't freak me out if he was a president. It's some of these other ones, man, just lunatic, socialism, communism, crazy stuff. Yeah, it's weird. After his stroke, I thought he was kind of totally out of it. And then he recovered, and he seems to be one of the few people that's rational. It's weird. So there you go. Does that give you some hope, Democrats out there? At least I can see that there's those types. AOC, a complete joke, all right? Let's see. Yeah, no, he has. Whenever he's on, I want to listen to what he has to say, because he seems like, he's like a common sense person. Fetterman is. And we have so few of those people. It's really pretty weird. But can anybody explain? Put a one. Try to answer the question why we're struggling so much tonight with these massive lulls. Anybody have an answer for that? All messages. Yeah. You gotta, at the top, you gotta do live chat. What do you mean you like me more now? Oh, because of the Fetterman comment? Yeah, he pisses them off, and he pisses them off because he doesn't just toe the party line. And the Democrats are really good at that. Every one of them just sticks together. It doesn't matter. They could say, eating chicken's heads raw is good for you, and they'd all say the same thing the next day. Where Fetterman would go, yeah, I don't think so, man. That sounds stupid. Well, you are, Chicken Wing, yeah. I think it's funny when people say we are, just say yourself or something. Yes, he could work for America. Embarrassed to say I am New Yorker, AOC fool. Yeah, and then what about your mayor of New York City, the guy running for mayor? Are you kidding me? How did that guy even exist as a... Let's see. Mamdani is going to be the mayor. Well, if he is, they just brought... There's the name right there. I just said that. It's crazy. Man, can you imagine? Wow. All right. So we have that, and let's go on to the Koberger. So like I said before, a guy named Joshua, he got a request, and he got images sent to him, and some of them are overlap images, but then some aren't. But we gotta move forward on the show tonight. So even after I've said many times that we're hit a massive lull, we're still at a lull. There's been zero since then. So I can't think of anything more depressing than that. So what we have here are the actual images. I wonder if some of these have. So that's interesting. Maybe some of these have metadata on them. I didn't even think of that. Hold on. So let's see if I right-click on this thing and hit Properties on that image and hit Details. Let's see. This is 4K photograph. 3 DPI, and it was filmed. It doesn't have the original date, so it says date created 8/12. So that's 2 weeks ago. So that's not going to be right. But it's probably a copy of the original, but somehow it doesn't have the original date on it. Oh, jeez. Ann Bezic. Oh, come on. Well, I guess if we're just frozen right here, why bother going on? I can just make a video with these new images. It'll probably do better. You guys are just dead as a doornail in here. Yeah, the ads don't do anything. Okay, there's M10, for God's sake. Somebody was listening. We are distracted by the great points. Let's not forget to support Grace work. I guess I should make shitty points from now on, and then people might actually... Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, that's a tragedy right there. Right, so these are different images. They're just all... A lot of them are just complete waste of time. I mean, they're no different than any of the other. But this car right here, I think this is one of the cars at the I mean, these are all the victims' vehicles, right? Isn't this one here one of the victims, or one of the, maybe even the survivor's vehicle? The way this is right here? Like, whose vehicle is this one? Because this kind of shows you why maybe the DoorDash didn't pull in. It could have just stopped over here. Anybody know who this one is? So this is, well, so that why would they put a yellow tape on Hunter's vehicle? But see, look how clear that is. Like, you can zoom in. It's not like the PDF file. Hey, thank you. It is Amy Darcy Marie. Thanks for all your hard work and common sense approach. That's why I've watched you. Yeah, you've been around for forever. I haven't seen you as much lately, but, you know. Okay, so it's Ethan's brother. Okay, so that wouldn't have been there. You know, so the DoorDash, though, they might have just pulled in and were, like, right here. Maybe they were, you know, like, let's say they came in and they sort of blocked the exit. Because there's nobody's going to be leaving anyways. Or they just parked right in front there. And by the way, man, can we zoom in and see a glove? Maybe we can do that. Let's see if we can. Oh, right there. Apparently there's a glove that's supposed to be here. Thank you, Kelly Jensen and Dixie Hippie. And by the way, I wasn't too bad right there. Right? In the in the conversation there. It wasn't bad, right? Come on, be honest. I thought that was pretty good. I think that was one of my better, you know. I'm new here. What are lols? Well, you mean you're new to social media in general? Is that what you're saying? And by the way, you guys, let me ask you guys: have you guys ever typed in LMAO, or let's see, ROFL, LMAO? Have you ever? You guys have seen somebody type that in, right? Oh, what are lols? Like LOL. You didn't spell it right, for God's sakes. It means that on this channel, my channel tries to raise funds, and when you have like a 20-minute period where not one soul is tipping the channel, that's a massive lol, okay? Yeah. But you guys have seen that, right? When people type in things like ROLF LMAO or something, right? You guys seen that? Have you guys seen that one? Right. But here's the thing. You people type in it. Does anybody really believe they're doing that? You know, like somebody says something and they say, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off, right? And so, like, you'll see somebody type a story in like this. Listen to this. Who hasn't seen this before? They type in a story. It's let me do it. They go, God, yesterday I was fixing my roof, and I took a hammer out, and I just crushed my thumb on the nail, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. And then I say to myself, I tell you what, man, if you literally laughed your ass off when you crushed your thumb, I'd rather have you check yourself into a facility. Because imagine somebody like hammering something and they go bang and just crush their thumb, and you look at them and they're literally on the ground rolling around laughing with their thumb gushing blood and spurting out in all different directions, but they're on the floor rolling around. And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's amazing. Could you imagine people doing that? It's just like, whoa. So I've decided I don't believe it, you know? That when somebody says ROLF, that they're not literally at their home, on the floor, rolling around, doing a sausage. Right? Come on, you guys. Let's be honest. Right, how many coffees do we have in here tonight? 1. We do have a PayPal, though, for a Marine, and 2 of them, I think. Who's the other one? And your Gypsy earlier, I think. And then 4 paws. Let's see. But you guys know, you get what I'm saying, right? Tell me what you would do if you saw somebody crush their thumb with a hammer, and then the next thing you see is them rolling on the floor laughing. Wow. I think I'd be on a phone call with the nearest insane asylum. All right, here is the... Okay, we don't see anything there. There's the front of the house. Wish we had a time frame on this. Yeah, snort laugh. I could see somebody saying, oh, I snort laugh, because I make people snort laugh. You don't want to be drinking something. Yep, massive lull, Esther. Massive lull, yet again. I mean, that guy looks like a cop. Is that Nunez there? Just kind of wondering. No, he looked different. He looked... See, these are different. Some of the, like, these photos are different than the ones that they had, but again, they're kind of... Like, I really... Does anybody give a damn about these vehicles? Because I don't whatsoever. I was watching... I got suggested a show. I turn it in there, and they're going over these lists with a fine-tooth comb. People like, I think it was Transparency or something. They're going, okay, look, oh, looks like there's a liquid right there, and, oh, hey, I mean, what a waste of time. It's just absolutely meaningless. Oh, yeah, and then he talked about this. Okay, see, this right here, that's just like a reflection from, well, yeah, it's meaningless. It's inside of a car, okay? It's... The car has nothing to do with the case. How do you know, Gray, unless we look at it? Well, the cops didn't say it was. What are you going to find in the photograph? Yeah, so again, look at this right here. This is what I was trying to show everybody. Right here, man. You park right here. Look at this step down. Is that the easiest thing you've ever seen? You just go ding, ding, and you walk right around the side of the house right there. Let me see if I can find the one that she was really like, ooh, there's an oh, look at that. There's an indentation there. What does that mean, you guys? You see that? There's an indentation right there. Somebody must have been sitting in it. Yeah, it looks like somebody had been sitting in that for years driving this car. Notice the cracks on the... But what difference does it make? Yes, people sit in cars sometimes. Hey, thanks, Kim. Thanks for the anti-lol measures. Okay, that's... what's his face? Shit. He's one of the first three guys there. What's his name again? It was in the I had his name memorized, but now I don't. He's in the body camera footage. Let me see. I can probably find it. I think it was like 2 days ago. No. What day is today? The 27th, 25th, probably. No. Oh, wait. Coburger, 25th, 26th. 24th. Wasn't it Gunderson? I was thinking Gunderson. Yeah, it just popped into my head. I didn't find it, but it popped into my head right there. Smith? Yeah, Gunderson. Yeah. This guy right here, he's like in charge, basically. Until those other guys got there. So in that one description, it says that outside there, they walked around, you know, those footsteps go like that and then come down this way. So I don't know how that would happen. And I don't see any footprints right there. Wouldn't you see necessarily? I guess they could have cut across the rocks at some point. Well, that's a footprint, but it might be, you know, a cop or somebody. This is who knows when these were taken now. Yeah, say no to lols, you guys. Look at this. Alley cake. Thank you. Front door again. Yeah, I think these are similar. Somebody today in the comments, you know what they said? Gray, why is the Jack-in-the-Box cup on the stairs? You think Xana might have sat there? And I said, well, it's not a Jack-in-the-Box cup. It's McDonald's. Okay, well, what about... Wait a minute. You just skipped right over that. You thought you had me on something. And you skipped right over that one. It's a McDonald's cup. All right? Yeah. All right. Here's the bathroom here. Hey, look at that. Christina with 5 memberships. That's a say no to lol move. We got Mike Weber got one. He's a writer. We got Maeve Maiden. We've got Megan G, Karen, and Wildlife Lover. Welcome. It was funny last night. It was so great, wasn't it? When we were looking at the other photograph, you can see partial M, and I couldn't really find it just manually looking it up. But then I took this image and loaded it up into Google Image Reverse, and it came up with all these McDonald's cups that have this. That's it. I mean, it was 100% match. It was freaking amazing. It was like, oh, see you guys. You want to do it? Let's just do it right here. I'll show you exactly. We'll recreate it right here. Watch this. Google, for any new person watching, I don't know, Gray. I don't know if I believe you, Gray. I heard what's his... Okay, well, that's where the problem is, where you said, I heard what's his face, because that's probably a clown or the guy from the UK who are going to lie to you on a daily basis, right? Let's see, under download, view, large icon. Oh, there it is right there. All right, so it's called... Can I just drag it in? Yeah, there we go. So look, I just put the cup in right there. You see that? That's the actual photo. Look at, see the little gold rail over here? See that? That's the photograph that I scanned in yesterday. See the gold rail in there? And look what the answer is. McDonald's. See that with the M and the cup and the... It's right there, and it's like, that's almost exactly the same. I mean, look at that crazy image. That's like, they're holding it the same. Wait, it must be a conspiracy. How did they know that that person was going to hold the cup at the same angle? Look at that. That's crazy. What are the odds of that? All right, so there you go. That's a McDonald's cup, everybody. It's not Jack in the Box. So next time you hear somebody say that, just immediately say, you're wrong, fool. It is a McDonald's cup. Great, do I have to say fool? I mean, you might say it, but I don't really feel... I'll do what you want, man. Okay. All right, here's the living room. Well, obviously the same shit with the backpacks and the cups sitting around, etc. All right, and then here, there's the knife there. And now there's some way better photographs now coming up here of this. Wait, I think it just skipped one. Nope, it didn't. So look at that. I mean, that looks like there's the knife that Hunter put down, but there's these little, and this is cast off. And I believe the cast off is showing that it's coming from right over here. It's coming from right over in this direction because it's hitting there and then creating these little points at the end because it came in from the side. Here, let's see if we can show it here. Direction of cast off, blood. Let's see. Right there's how it would look. See? I mean, look how close, look at that right there, you guys. I mean, that's insane. See how there's an oval and that little sort of line and then a dot? That's what we have here. It says back end of ellipse has become elongated due to the formation of a tail and can be difficult to interpret. So it's like that. There's a little tail at the end there. Let's see what this says. So the direction, look at right here, you guys. See this? The direction goes in the direction of the tail. See that? So see how there's this oval and then see how it points out and then there's that? That is the direction that that blood was traveling at that time. Are you guys paying attention? Hello? Class, come on. Hello? Gray, I can't believe you said that. No, it's not. It's not towards the rim. Just pay attention for a minute. All right. So see how there's an oval here and it goes that direction. The point, the little thin end is the direction the blood's going. All right. Look at right here. It looks like there and it goes that way and then there and that way. It looks like I kind of see like these little things at the end of each one of those. This one kind of has a small thing going over here. So that means the blood came in from as if he was running by right here and sort of, flung the camera out, the knife that he was carrying from over there and it shot off in this direction. From off in that direction. See, if I could draw a line, it'd be coming from over there, over here. And it's funny because it actually, like you could probably take a line and it would point right to and converge where it got flicked off from. All right. So there you go. And then we go to the next one. That's the bathroom. You guys think that's a pair of pants or like a shirt? Kind of massive lull alert. Massive lull alert. I don't know if we're going to get that. I wish we have it though. So just remember, every time you see the little tail, that's the direction. It's a pair of pants. I mean, I do see the button there, but I wasn't sure if it was... This is kind of weird, but maybe it's inside out. The hem. Alright, anyways. That's probably what Xana might have been wearing later. But look at this right here, you guys. I mean, what the hell's going on there? And so, God, this is crazy. So look at that one right there is pointing in that same spot. Like at one point, there had to have been like something from right over here casted off there, and then these other ones match that were, they're off scene, they're off camera here. But look at that. That looks like that's interacted with some sort of liquid, like water. See this thing, whatever that is. So that would have made probably a nice pattern like this, but it hit water and it sort of, you know, misformed whatever it was. Yeah, see right there. Now you can see the little tail on them, each one. What do you mean that liquid comes out of that? Come on, Jesus, man. What do you mean it came out of the red cup? Oh, this liquid. Oh, I see, yeah. I thought you were talking about this liquid. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, maybe, I mean, doesn't it weird, though, if there was water in these and they got knocked over, but then those 3 cups at the end didn't? I mean, it seems like a little water in the bottom would have made those more stable than just cups at the end of the table. All right, you guys were just struggling away here tonight. We're still not even, we're at like 70% of just a crappy low-end goal. Is it really Nerd of Mortar? You must not know what anything about crime scenes, you idiot. So why don't you go somewhere else, fool? But it's actually telling the truth. Okay, I know that you believe that Kohberger is innocent, and you probably wrote him a few letters, and he didn't respond, so you're feeling a little bit, you know, you still have hope that he might go on a date with you, but it's not going to happen, all right? Yeah, I don't know. You know, there's water in, although, you know, the water doesn't seem to go from there to there. This one, maybe. I don't know if that's what that is. Looks like a hair on the table. Yeah, you always get these idiots that show up in here. They can't think their way out of a shoebox, so they come in and they cut down the show, and, you know. I can't go easy on the pro burgers. They're idiots. Well, it's not nice, you know, treat them the same, Gray, even if they're idiots. Maybe you can... No, can't do it. Can't do it. You've had enough time. Once he pled guilty and gave away his right to appeal, that should have been enough for any rational-minded person, but... Was there one before that? Yeah. So it's weird how, like, if you drew a line from there, it goes right back into the corner of, you know, over there, and so does that one. And then you go later on to the one on the table here, this one, right there, and that seems to point right back there. So almost like right when you're coming around here, something happened. I wonder if there's anything over there. No. But see, these are different photographs, you guys. Hey, thanks, Carrie Summers. A lull breaker. Along with Mariska. I mean, that's obviously blood there, right? I mean, it's great having the 4K images. You know, these are high resolution here. Oh, geez, Taylor. It's always some. Yeah, how do we know he didn't hire some other kid to run into the house and run around with a knife and flick it around, and then he paid the kid and he ran away, and then he said, I mean, everybody's always looking for the what ifs that isn't likely. You know what I mean? Like the what ifs that aren't likely even if they turn out to be true, they're not worth spending time wondering about. Because it's like, you just got to keep going with what's more likely, and then that's where you go, and then sometimes it's something else. But, all right, there is the, obviously the same bag that we've seen 100,000 times. The Jack-in-the-Box bag. I don't know. What does it matter? What happened to it? What are you going to get out of it? Yeah, what was the thing that people were looking at? They were wondering what... Oh, yeah. So here's the paper towel. You remember how that other image, there was some stuff on the paper towels, and everybody was like, hey, what's going on there? What's that? What is that? Is that blood? Well, there's nothing on the paper towel now because it was the dirt. Yeah, I mean, they must have done something later. Maybe they were doing something and were looking through this planner or something. I mean, who the hell knows? It's just one of those things. Now it's almost like we need to go back to the other image block and check it out. Behind the tape said, all cut up. Hey, why did that get blocked? I will learn not to peek in on the ProBurger chats. Their new hypothesis is blood was found in Dylan's room and law enforcement buried it. Dylan held them down for Brian. Jeez, that's ridiculous. Somehow your comment got removed behind the tape, but yeah, see, that's what the ProBurgers do. Let's not get too jumpy, you guys, and removing comments. Read the whole thing first. But that's what behind the tape said. Dylan's room and law enforcement buried it. Why? Why would they bury something like that? No, you didn't say anything wrong. It was just like your last sentence is probably what they read. Dylan's room and law enforcement buried it. You know, like it was a conspiracy theory. I think they just read it and thought it was. Dark Mega? What MAGA? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell does that even mean? Let's see. All right, I'm going to have to set up a goal in here, you guys, because we're just absolutely struggling. Let's see, where do we set this up? Right there. 10 of those. See if we can do that in 30 minutes. All right. So we got 10 5s, and we got to do that in 30 minutes, and then I'll do an extra hour on here. Do like whatever the hell we're going to talk about, whatever. Hey, there's Lexi Staff. All right, thank you. That counts as 1. Even though it's not on there, so that counts as 1. That's 2. All right, these handprints here are not Brian Koberger's, everybody. Gray, how do you know? Maybe you left them there on another trip, you bastard. Yeah. Well, it isn't. Okay. Well, I thought you said he was really into, you know, if those are his handprints, then he did leave the knife sheath there intentionally, right? All right, here we go. We're going up the stairs now. The problem is I got so much crap on my monitor because these pens that I've used. Okay, that's something that's on there. A little smudge, probably, you know, there's so many things that could, you know, this is a college house. There's kids running around. Oh yeah, this was interesting. So we got another shot of the door over here. So, you know, this door was open, right, when they got there. And that's right. That's the proof. I remember there was proof that the door was open when they got there because there's blood spatter on the door itself. And the only way that would have happened is if the door was open when Koberger was in there. I guess it doesn't prove if he shut it on the way out, though. But right here, there's a blood spatter there. There is some right here. And that, again, that's that same thing. It hit there and was going in that direction. And the height of that, you know, is probably from over by the bed, and it came in at an angle. This one is just straight on there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 marks, and they even zoom in on that one. Okay, you guys see that goal at the top of the screen? We've got it's only a 27 minutes and 31 seconds left. That one's really clear. It's dry too. Look at that. And there's another little mark right there that we didn't see before. And then that one. And that's just something else. Hey, thanks, Amy. Justice League. Ah, look at that. Somebody actually took there's Murphy right there. Oh, man. That's crazy. They were just taking a picture of this car, but there's Murphy. That's right at that moment. So these pictures are taken at like 12:15. They're right around that time. At least this one is. Hey, thanks, Esther M. Anti-lull mitigation. Hey, there you go. All right, so that's 3. We need 7 more, you guys. And KK, we'll look at a minute here back at those photographs in the kitchen again from the original set. So this is approximately where you can start seeing the car on the camera. That's 1127 or 1119 and 1127's right over there. And this is kind of where he was trying to turn around or park. Thank you, Carrie Summers. Rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. Now, you know what the worst part is? Watch this. Watch my face right now. Hey, everyone. I'm typing it in. So watch what I'm typing in, and then watch my face. See, the thing is like, like why I'm typing in LOL, but I'm not even smiling, for God's sakes. All right, I mean, can't you see it? All right, hey, thank you, Kathy Crow. Okay, that gets us 5. We need 5 more of those things. You know, it's like you type in, hey, that's pretty funny, LOL, but you can see my face on the screen and I'm not laughing or anything. I'm not going, ha, 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 because that would be a laugh out loud, right? So why are we typing? You know, look, LOL has become period, right? It's just a period now. It's like, hey, you're going to the store, LOL? You look at just... People put LOL at the most lame shit you've ever seen in your life, right? Hey, listen, let's see. I bought a pen and pencil set today. LOL. What was... hello? What was funny about buying a pen and pencil set? Absolutely nothing. But you got to admit, like, that's what people do, right? All right, there's Amy's Justice League. That's 6 out of 10 right there. All right. Yeah. Put a 1 if that's what you... I think that's what LOL has become. It's a sentence. Ender. It's just sort of like... in school, they might as well just teach that. You know, comma, semicolon, LOL. that would be that would be a pretty good mug right there. Comma, semicolon, LOL. Oh God, that's good shit. Hey, look at there, Stu. Thank you, and in America. Yeah. I mean, hell, what's the exclamation mark, man? Whew. That's got to be the ROFLAMAO or something. Right. Oh, yeah, it's going to make it in there. Semicolon / LOL. Glad we're looking at these pics, LOL. Just, yeah. Someone on the news today said, I don't know. They said, I don't know. IDK, just like that? Or, oh, I mean, literally, like they said out loud. I feel the same way when people say LE. When you're talking to somebody and they go, hey, I spoke to LE today, and I was like, LE? Who's that? LE? Like ELLIE? And they go, no, law enforcement. And then I just say to myself, why the hell did you say LE, for God's sakes? LE is when you're writing to save time. You don't say it out loud. You sound like a moron. Well, you know what? Today I called LE on the phone, and then they talked to... My stepdad thought it meant lots of love. One day, you said TY instead of thank you one day. I was like, what is wrong with me? Yeah, exactly, right. Exactly. Hey, Mom, TTYL, huh? My mom's 83, or 87. If I said that to her, she wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. Why do we use acronyms still when we have emojis now? LOL is old school. Yeah, well, it's become a period, like I said. So, you know, they might as well just say, in school, you can use a period or LOL, whatever you feel like. And then about 100 years, they'll say, why is it LOL for a period? Well, at one point, you guys, it meant laugh out loud, and people would say it when it was something funny, but over time, it evolved into where what they were saying wasn't funny at all, and they'd still put the LOL there, and, so that'll be taught in schools probably in 100 years from now. Yeah. All right, I think we still need one more of these, you guys. We got, how many minutes do we have left? 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get a few more. I think I gotta blow my nose. I was laughing so much. Kim, not your cup of tea. Thank you. I didn't, KK. I did it perfectly. You just don't get it. Let's see. I think I completely, I told you guys the reality on it. You always got KK that sort of ruins a good time with those kind of comments. Let's see. Rolling on the floor, blowing my nose. What? Matt, it also always seems to be the perfect time when you're already bothered that you get it. Let's see. Well, that's just how I am when I'm being funny. What? Oh, come on, KK. That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, you mean that's why my nose was stuffy. I get it. Okay. I get it now, all right? Man, that was really inside baseball kind of deep level for where we were. Right. I had to blow my nose because I was laughing too much, so I overdid it on the LOL. Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. Man, that's like genius level stuff there. Nothing happened to it, this song. We play it sometimes. We just played it like See, that song right there is an actual porn song guised as some sort of goofy kid Okinawa song. People try to pretend. Okay, you can tell. Listen to what it's really saying in there. Listen. Oh yeah. Ooh. Listen. Yafanawa. Ooh la la. Come on, you get it? You get it? Yafanawa. You hear that? Yafanawa. You guys can hear it, right? Come on. So fun. Look at. See? Hear it? That's just been one of our music. It's an old, if you haven't been here for the whole time, you wouldn't get it. But like it's a sound effect that comes from one of the what is the name of this thing? It's called Voice Mod, and we just played it one time a long time ago, and it just sort of became something we would play. But every time I hear that song, I don't hear just sort of this little, goofy little, oh, Okinawa. I hear much more going on in there. And I think the writers had different ideas, all right? Or tricking the would-be Okinawa believers. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it might get stuck in your head. This one does too. This one. Maybe that's the whites there. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Goes on and on and on. So that's probably the next photo, right? Just went to the right a little bit. And none of these are valuable. These are valuable photographs to the pro burgers. Because they'll try to find something. Oh my God! Look at that. It's a footstep. That's the heel, and it went like that. Well, no, that's the reverse of a footstep. That's snow. Oh, okay, but yeah, you know, it looks like one, though. Hey, look at it, Zozo. 66 months. But we still got the, you've been here more than 66 months. You were like 68 the last time you came in here. Look at that face, though, she put in there. You guys see that? It's like the side-eyed face. I know the screen's dark, you guys. I can see it. Let's see. See that little side eye look? That's pretty funny. I'm never really sure what that is. Federal agent, crazy nut jobs. They're saying BK is a federal agent. Yeah, it's just... One of these days, I almost have to watch one of them and debunk it. Like, make a debunking video. I feel like this is sort of like Kanika Jenkins a little bit. You know, just sort of like there needs to be somebody out there that's making sure that the crazy people... Yeah, LOL 101. So we have this thing in the chat here. Like if you guys select the L10, is that still in there? I don't think it is, but you know, we have this phrase in here called L101. That means literally laughing out loud. But you go, well, how come it's 101? Well, because what it started was first it was LLOL, and then we were doing a show, and I think it was Ada. We were reading these letters from Brian. It's not Brian. What? Yeah, is that his name? Laundry. Yeah, not Brian Laundry. What the hell is the one? Chris Watts. There were letters to Chris Watts, and this one lady was saying something, and the lady wrote LOL, but she read it as 101. Like, hey, I can cook some good food 101. So then we all thought that was funny. Then we switched the LOL to L101. So now it's literally laughing out loud is L101. All right. It's pretty complicated, but if you wanted to know the backstory of that, there you go. That was kind of funny that night. We were reading these letters. I think Daro was reading them too. See, this isn't their deck, so it's irrelevant. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, Todd. What does L202 mean? That's... Alright, there you go. You could see... This is kind of interesting here, because that's Walenta Drive right there. So you can just kind of see how easy that is. And then from this house... there is a cop standing out the back, and that's exactly how the door was open right there. So you can just sort of picture Koberger sneaking out of that night. Okay, laugh twice. All right. Let's see if we can avoid the... Well, thanks for showing up, Zozo. I know you've been dealing with a lot of stuff, so thank you. Oh, and also I talked to Georgina Stoliker. She said I could play some of her audio files. You guys want to listen to those? She's hilarious. I mean, you know, she's hilarious. I got to be honest with you. How about we just take a quick little break? And Georgina Stoliker, you know, she's been around a long time. She's going through some treatments and so forth. And, you know, cancer. She had a huge thing in her brain that they took out. And she's been on, you know, radiation and chemo, I guess. But listen to her. I mean, she's just like, you know, like every day I have her check in and talk. I go back and forth. But here, listen to this. Listen to this.
Yeah, I'll keep you up to date. this damn chemo. I talked to the brain surgeon this morning and whatever. I guess it's going to be a couple more weeks. God, what a nightmare. Just constant stomach pains and like you want to throw up when you're talking. Like right now, I could do it all over my phone and just continue talking. Yeah.
See, she makes me laugh even on these, talking about something shitty like that. Isn't that crazy? All right, let's see this next one here.
Well, that's a good question. I never even asked.
I said, well, how are you responding to the treatments?
I just let them do the things and that. So
she said I could play.
Yes,
these.
I must be responding okay because the brain surgeon this morning says, "Well, we're done with you for this, for now." I'm saying, "Do you think it might come back?" He says, "I can't say it will. I can't say it won't. Cancer's cancer." But I must have responded very well because I can clearly think and say things, maybe sometimes stupid things.
I love how she laughs, Yeah. So everybody put those positive vibes out. I got one more. I haven't listened to this one yet. Oh, jeez. Let's see.
Because I have cancer in my lungs also. So now that's the next thing we're doing. Is the lungs. Yeah. God, I feel like crap.
It's funny how she laughs at the end of each one of them. But yeah, I guess I asked her, because she said the other day they were talking to her about like end-of-life stuff. And I was like, what? But it sounds like they're doing stuff, so I'm not sure why they were having conversations like that. So anyways, it just sucks. Yeah. Remember that Georgina Stoliker? So she's probably out there listening and everything. So just keep doing what they say. Hopefully we get you out of this. I don't know, DEF CON, if you will or not. I blow my nose again, sorry. Shit. Oh, God. All right, well, if you guys, where are we at here on... It's not one of our better nights, for sure, I can tell you that. So we probably need another, if we get another 10 channel memberships for the rest of the night, I'll donate 5 myself, all right? That's kind of where we're at. All right, so we need 10 channel memberships gifted out there for everybody else for the rest of the show. But would you guys all put out the, do the prayer hands for Georgina Stoliker? Hey, there's Ted Bundy. Okay, that counts. We'll make that, love the show, great. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy. And also Ted Bundy up there said Tim Walls, LOL. Yeah. All right. Don't know what that is. Looks like some sort of mask. And of course, that mask right there is from the quote real killer to the Pro Burgers. That's what they would just tell people, and they go, "Oh my God, you're onto something." Really nice and folded. Looks like it was never worn. That's what he wanted you to believe. All right, 9 more memberships, you guys. See if we can do it. Don't all get started at once. Let me see if I can find the other. No, that was okay. was in the PDF file from, I think it's from, it's so confusing because there's like 5 different agencies. Literally. So I think it's in this one from the other night. So we're going to look at the KK's kitchen again. See if we can find that. This is that same night at night. So those other images were during the day. So that's interesting, you know. These are later in the evening. I'm not sure why they waited so long to take photos of like the shoe prints. Still only got 1 coffee too, you guys. Man, we gotta have these really good nights coming into the end of the month. I'm gonna get into the kitchen here. Okay, there's the. So a lot of these are similar photos, but they're not the same, I guess. I guess those are all different photographs in that other batch, just from a different time of day. Like, I don't think any of these are the same. You know, it's interesting, right? Like, we know from these photos there's blood there, but you can't see it at all. You know? Okay, so this is from the evening, if you're still watching, KK. So let's see if we get to... Okay, it doesn't look like that. Looks like it's nothing going on over there. But then there was 2 sets in here. See, none of these are going to be clear. But back down the stairs, there's the kitchen again. I can't remember when what is it in this batch with the dirt, or was that in a video? No, it couldn't have been video. All right, we need 9 more channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5 myself. Okay, see, this is when they've completely... I mean, look at everything has all been moved over to here. Let's just see if we go back. We need the picture kind of near the microwave, I think. Yeah, see, yeah. I mean, this is like way different time frame. And I told people, whenever they would say that, I had already noticed that, hey, thanks, Todd Tucker. They said, what's that on the paper towel? And I said, well, look in the sink, you guys. And this looks like it's actually the like what is the name of that crap? Blue, something blue, you know, whatever it is that they look for blood. That's what this is right here. And it got onto there. This is nothing. This is all just something that happened the next day. Blue Star, I think is what it's called. So they probably squirted it around, and there you go. See that? And that's what was dripping off the counter. Remember yeah, I said Blue Star. You know those cabinets up there, water was dripping down? Right, they've moved it all, KK. I just told you. Yeah, this is the next day. So, but here's the paper towel right there. And then the plant and everything. It's meaningless. There's no meaningful, there's nothing interesting about it. And so look, they squirted it over there. There's the bag. I guess that's still on the counter over there. Just to the left of the sink. It's right above the dishwasher. There's the sink. See, there's dirt over there and shit. I'm not really sure what's, making you really like, ooh, wow, what's going on? It's just, to me, it's just. And then right there was some fries in there. Maybe she was going to microwave that and then flipped it around. Yeah, I showed you the dirt. Who ate the rest of the curly fries? She did. Obviously, right? Like she was eating the fry, Maybe she ate some and went, these are cold. Maybe Murphy ate some and she thought, well, I'm going to heat these up. Who the hell knows, man? And who cares? Hey, look at that. The serial killer is supporting the channel tonight. Ted Bundy says, would you rate me 5 out of 10 to Sandy? Come on, Ted Bundy. Right, because there's no spice. I don't invent spice, Maggie Carp. The tea. Like the other day, it was like that was a perfect analogy, didn't you think? When somebody came in and say, "Gray, I want to know what," and I go, "Why do you want to know that? What does it have to do with anything?" I want to know the tea. And then I said to myself, "See, that's what I don't do here. I don't do that. I never do that part of the story, because unless it's like." A missing person and there's something going on in the family. It's not really tea. It's what the reality of it. People want to know stuff that's irrelevant. So once I heard the tea, I went, oh, okay. Now, if you want that kind of stuff, you can go watch these other YouTubers who really can't think their way out of a shoebox, but they'll tell you all of that stuff, and it's so fun and interesting. But at the end of the day, you'll never be finding anything out at all. Yeah, it's just going to be, just pure, gossip, bullcrap. Yeah. Man, we're not even at where I donate my 5 memberships. Come on, you guys. We can do it. We need 5 more. UK thinks those fries mean BK was in the house already. Of course they do. He's probably watching on another channel, and probably the clown or the UK guy or that other idiot with the glasses that are, it's just it's embarrassing, you guys. Actually, there was one video that was recommended. He got 50,000 views, and the title was something like, Dylan Mortensen did this, and it had 50,000 views, and they had 10,000 subs. And I typed in there, I go, why would a pile of crap video like this get 50,000 views? And I think everybody should, if you happen to stumble upon that, type something like that in. I just don't understand it. There's no value whatsoever to it. It's pure entertainment for pro burgers. And that's not true crime. It's garbage. So... You beautiful bastards. What does he say? You beautiful, beautiful people. I got some really great stuff today to tell you, and it's all garbage. That's what he basically should be saying at the beginning of every show. Scary. Gray, why do you complain about everybody else? And why don't you do... Because it's sick, you guys. Don't you see it? I mean, there's a true crime genre. And these people are selling absolute garbage to their viewers. Intentionally. And yet you guys still watch and you tell me about, oh, Gray, I saw this one where... What do you mean theories about the weapons? What do you mean? Oh, that dude, yes, that's what he says. Something like, you're looking amazing. Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, what he looks like he's like a car salesman. You're looking amazing today, all of you. And they're looking around. Are you stalking me? Where are you? Holy shit, are you outside my window? How the hell would you know? I mean, these people are in true crime, right? Why wouldn't they say out loud, wait a minute, how do you know what I look like today? This guy's nuts. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy. Sandy, do you think I'm easier on your eyes than BK? You think you're Ted Bundy, right? I don't even think Sandy's here. Oh, there she is. He's saying, do you think Ted Bundy is better looking than Brian Koberger? I think most people would say yeah, right? I mean, Ted Bundy is better looking than Brian Koberger. Brian Koberger looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. After he became Schmeagol, from Schmeagol to Gollum, right? My precious. You can see, look at what he looked like when he was in jail at the end. Like he had those sunken in eyeballs, his protruding brow ridges, his forehead seemed to slope generally like an Australopithecus africanus. Let's see, just like Richard Allen, right? Well, good, Mariska. There you go. See, that's what... Note the sloped forehead, the protruding brow ridges, the lower than normal ears. This is what we might have referred to as Cro-Magnon. Hey, Gray, is BK smarter than Ted Bundy? No, I don't think so. Ted Bundy was on the loose for a long time. Koberger, he wasn't. All right, let's see. Anything else with that? Ooh, I'm glad they zoomed in on the fry. Now, what is this right here? Let me sleuth this out like the ProBurger channels. Hey, now I see the fries, you guys. Listen, this is how they talk in their groups, and all these people are watching, and they go, look, now you see these fries? Why is this one lighter? Was there somebody else earlier that had a different batch of fries, and they put them into this one? And then look at this right here. Wow, that looks like a really small fry, as if it was part of a different batch, And I think what we're looking at here is maybe the real killer had a lighter batch of fries, and then he had this... That's what they sound like, you guys. It's stupid. But there's people watching. You know what they do? They sit around and go, wow, you are so smart. Whoa, you figure this is incredible. Hey, listen, I tell you what, you guys. The cartel, they like those light fries, as Matt was saying. You see the light fries there? That's the type they eat. I think they snuck it in to a real batch of curly, spicy fries when the cartel was eating the light fries, and they snuck it in there as sort of a calling card to let them know that they were there too. Wow. That is amazing. Hey, he's innocent, you guys. He didn't do it. He didn't do it now. And by the way, have you noticed that what I just did right there is actually incredibly similar to what they're doing? Like literally talking about, look at the car seat. It looks like somebody sat in it at some point. Yeah, that's generally what people... That's generally what people do in a car, right? They don't get in there and do a handstand and try to drive down the street. My God, these people, they're freaking nuts. All right. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy again. Yeah. It's just crazy. Now notice there's an indentation on that seat, as if somebody had sat in there before. Yes. Wow. Very great observation. Good stuff. Man, that's amazing. Every time I laugh right now, my nose gets plugged up. Maggie Carp. Is that like a really big carp? Or is that actually your name? That's what that sounded like, right? Hey, Maggie Carp, is that a really big carp? Or is that your name? Bada bing, everybody! Just kidding, just kidding. That's my favorite Pokemon. Okay. Yeah, let's see. We rode this fry box into the night. They did. Now, if you notice, when the police came in, the fries were actually rotated at a 45-degree angle. And then one of the officers, obviously contaminating the scene, rotated it towards them on top of the microwave to take a photograph of the French fries. God, this is exactly... We should do like a mock Pro Burger show at some point. Just the ludicrous shit that they say. Matter of fact, you'd probably laugh the whole time. Have like a call in and people go, Gray, have you seen the... We'll set it up like that. Like the callers are the ones that control the fate. I did. I was looking right here. Okay. You see this one here? This particular crumb is very concerning to me. In fact, it looks a little bit like a mealworm covered in spicy sauce. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy. Hey, I'm addicted to Gray's show. I left the bar. I decided not to get the chick's number because Gray's podcast was on. I pulled an Irish exit. Come on, Ted Bundy. Yeah, we could spend I could do a 45-minute show on this box of curly fries. No doubt about it. That's what the Pro Burgers... The Pro Burgers have endless material. See, when I do my show, I try to find something that is like an actual, a real observation of what's going on, and try to correlate it with the known information that's out there, Let's see. Reached the Audio 4 recently, so things are never to me. They're new to you? Are newer to you. Oh, so you haven't even covered this? You've never even... Yeah, we've been covering this for... we created a Facebook group 3 days after the homicide, and I've been covering it ever since then. Really more deeply the last year and a half, probably. Well, once the probable cause came out, that's when we started digging into it, and I started building the 3D model and everything. What bullet? What are you talking about, Matt? What are you talking about? Oh my God, you guys are getting tricked. And even if it was a bullet in a dish, what does it have to do with anything? What dish? What bullet? Where? Who? When? Kim, not your cup of tea. Just gifted a membership to KDC. Look at that, you guys. I just noticed something. You see that number 1 there? I think Koberger placed that there, and he was letting cops know that since it's near Kaylee's room, that she was the original target. Now notice how it's leaned towards the back part of her room, too. I think we can really make that... And look over here, Cheetos. Now, how do we know that Koberger wasn't eating those Cheetos and left the bag there. I think if we combine that with the French fries on top of the microwave, we can see that. I mean, I don't want you to get any views on these other channels, but that's the kind of bullshit that they talk about. Like stuff that is just so... I can just go look at a scene, see it, and go, okay, this stuff here is not part of anything. Now, of course, I don't know. Especially this case, you know what happened, you know the scene. Who cares what this green barrel is here? I'm not going to reverse screenshot that so I can tell you that there is a huge bag of gummies on the back of the refrigerator. Okay, I just don't care. By the way, have you guys ever eaten these White Claws here? Or drinking them, I mean? I've never had White Claw, but it seems like that's mentioned a lot in the... Is it like what used to be like a cooler, back in the day? Yeah, is it pretty good, or... I heard in the beginning that other vehicle parked by the victims was Hunter Ethan's brother. Yeah, well, you must be on Rewind, Ali Books. That was a long time ago. Yeah, remember the coolers we used to do? All right, so let's see. We need... Okay, here's the deal right here. We need... yeah, I think that's where we're at now. 5 memberships. And then I'll donate 5 myself, all right? I'm just doing the math there. So we did get 5 of them in there. At least that's what the math is mathing. Actually, I mean, technically it would be 6, but... please tell me you're not serious. Who? Is that a drop of blood on the small fridge door? Where? Let's see. No, it looks an awful like a magnet plant. I know some people look at that and they think, that does look like a drop of blood. They do see that sometimes. But to me, it looks like green leaves that are inside of a copper cup. I know that's a little strange, but... yeah, and that one there looks not like a drop of blood either, although it could be from an alien species whose blood looks crystallized. So we can't really rule it out yet. This right here is weird if that's a drop of blood because it's square. Now this right here is a smudge. All right? And is that a drop of blood? I don't think so. But how I was able to kill about 10 more minutes just talking about the other things. Five memberships, you guys. You can do it. Yep, that'll count as 1. Ted Bundy again, so 4 more. Xana was such a free-spirited, cool girl. So is everyone else. But I just love how Xana was a... Yeah, she was cool. I liked her. She seemed like a more down to earth. You know what I mean? Like just kind of a, almost like a tomboy-ish type of girl that really didn't give a shit about what she looked like or anything. The thing is tomboys are not like I don't know if today they would say, oh, they're transgender, but that's not really what at all. They're girls that would just dress in jeans and a lumberjack shirt and run around, and they didn't care. They're just as pretty regardless. Nobody called them something. And they didn't think of themselves as a guy either, But now if you want to dress up like, oh, well, listen, you might want to look into yourself and see if you're... Hey, thanks, Kim, not your cup of tea. All right, that's 2. We need 3 more, and then I'll give 5. Her and Ethan wore him out. Who wore who out? Ethan wasn't fighting anybody. He got stabbed in the neck and bled out, and then his leg cut. He was asleep. He was passed out. Xana fought, but it was mainly defensive wounds, and she was drunk, and he easily killed her, and he actually easily killed every single one of them. You know, there wasn't anybody that was, you know, some people try to fight a little bit, but with the K-bar knife, being sober, adrenaline, and everybody else is drunk and sleepy. You know, Xana was walking around, but, you know, you've seen the video where the cops came over to her apartment, you know, the house, and for a noise complaint, and I bet you she was way more drunk than that, because that was a whole day party. You know, I mean, it sucks, but where were we at? We needed 3 more, is that right? Yeah, 3 more, you guys. I wonder if Dylan thinks back and how recognizes it was Xana she heard. Well, I think she just looked at the details and realized, you know what, it could have been her. See, she assumed. To me, it's not confusing at all. Like the whole thing, it's like Dylan assumed that the voice she heard was Kaylee because she heard Murphy downstairs and went upstairs with the person, so assumed that that's who it was. But her logic is flawed, because right after that she hears a voice say somebody's here, and they run down the stairs and the dog follows, but there's these heavy footsteps, so those are Brian Koberger's footsteps. And then the person never goes back up again for Kaylee to be upstairs in the bed behind Madison Mogan. So in reality, you know, I mean, here, a possibility is that Kaylee did say out loud, "There's somebody here." That is a possibility. It could be that Xana and Murphy were downstairs. Kaylee upstairs says, "Hey, there's somebody here," and Xana goes up to check, and Murphy's following, and they go up there, and then she's like, "Holy shit," and then runs away from him. And but Kaylee and Madison were killed in that meantime, you know, or something, you know, I don't know. Like, there was noise made up there. It's technically possible that she said that, but I don't think so. I think Xana was downstairs with Murphy, and maybe while this is what I came up with today, that maybe while waiting for the DoorDash, she was playing with Murphy in the living room. That's who the DoorDash driver saw, the dark long hair. Neither Kaylee or Madison have dark long hair, so obviously it was on the 2nd floor in the left-hand window, not the 3rd floor in the bathroom, the 2nd floor in the left-hand window. So that's Xana, and she's like maybe playing with Murphy, and it's like it was delivered at 4 o'clock, and then remember how Dylan originally said it sounded like somebody was playing with the dog at like 4, so that would be Xana. And then after that she would go to maybe her room or something, and they got the DoorDash, and when going down to pick up the DoorDash, she turned the light on, which made a flash in the hallway that Bethany Funk saw. And you got to remember, these people are asleep, so Dylan was asleep at 4 o'clock and just kind of wakes up for a second, and just kind of in and out of it a little bit. And so then, you know, maybe goes to the room and is eating, maybe gives. I'd love to see if Murphy had eaten any of the food. Like, hey, here, Murphy, eat some fries. You know, they're just kind of chilling out with Murphy. And then she goes at like 4:14 or so. She says, "Hey, Murphy, we're going to put you to bed now." I can see somebody talking to a dog like that. And that's what Dylan heard when she said, somebody said they wanted to go to bed. I think she's talking to Murphy, takes Murphy upstairs, and when she goes upstairs, she puts Murphy in the room and then looks over to the right because she hears something, and there's somebody in there. And goes, "Oh my God, there's somebody here." And then gets chased down the stairs, and then the rest of the crap happens. Doesn't that just make sense? Like what I just said there? Like, it sort of just oozes making sense. Like, there really nothing I said is discounting something. It's all part of information that's out there. Well, apparently Ted Bundy's the only one that's up for trying to get us. So we need one more. Okay, one more membership. And then I'm going to donate 5. All right. I think just one more now. Do you think Koberger did the noise complaint? No, I don't. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't. It was a female that called in the noise complaints. I don't believe, that's why I don't believe that Koberger was parked there and observing during the noise complaints. Right? To me, that's kind of doing the pro-burger tactic and trying to find a story. I just don't believe in that kind of stuff. All right, thanks, Kim. Not your cup of tea. All right, here we go. And here's $25 from me back out to you guys for the people that can't afford it to be channel members. And we were able to do it because all the freaks were generous enough to be able to allow me to send that out. There you go. So try to stay channel members. After your time runs out, you can stay a channel member by just $1.99 a month. A level I should never have had, but it's there anyways. Yeah. And thanks to all the mods for all the stuff you guys do. You guys are awesome. You know, especially when we have nights like this with all the trolls running around. Just because you have a different opinion doesn't make him a troll, Gray. Yeah, you know what? Anybody who believes Koberger is innocent is a troll, okay? I'm sorry, but that's just a reality. That means that you're intentionally, willfully being ignorant to try to cause issues, right? Do you guys agree with that? Do you think it's anybody out there that is legitimately believes that he didn't do it? I think there's some nutty, crazy people, but there isn't one YouTuber that literally believes that. They are merely tricking their viewers for views. That's why a ProBurger video got 50,000 views by a 10,000 sub person. I have 160 something thousand, and if I got 50,000 views, I'd have a parade. I mean, it would be whoa. I mean, I do have some videos with way more than that, but most of them get like 15, 20. My kid said to me today, whatever, Kohlberger. He said, but it's not, he said Kohlberger? You should have said, hey, at least spell his name right, you wacko. Let's see. Ted Bundy's trying to date people in the chat. Don't make people feel uncomfortable, Ted Bundy. Come on. I mean, look at your name, for God's sakes. Do you think people are going to go, you know what, I'm going to email Ted Bundy later? Maybe think about that for a minute. I mean, why don't you just change your name to, like, Ed Gein or something? Or, hey, maybe Kemper. Ed Kemper is what I meant. Why don't you just change your name to Ed Kemper? Let's see. Ted Bundy, I didn't see if you put it in chat. So I guess Ed Morgan was going to email you back. Yeah, the chat doesn't, YouTube doesn't allow people to put email, or you could type it in creatively, Ted Bundy, but you'd have to type in, like, you know, the word at and that kind of thing. You can't, it doesn't allow you to put email or URLs in chat. Yeah, that's true. How do you know, Maggie? I don't think that's very nice of you. I mean, don't you think there's some people out there that might have been attracted to a 6'7" loaf like that? Or oaf? I mean, what do you mean? I mean, I think that's really mean of you, Maggie Carp. You just said that Ed Kemper was not as attractive as Ted Bundy. I mean, aren't they all the same? I mean, it's the eye of the beholder. I mean, come on, you guys. Jeez. Everybody's the same, right? I watched Mindhunter. Yeah. Are they going to do another season? It was just like those 2 seasons I remember. Then it wasn't on anymore. That's right. But great. Anyways, I hope you guys don't mind. Like, some nights I make people laugh, and then nights I make people mad. All right? This is one of the laughing nights. But Gray, I was mad at you tonight too. Maybe you were talking about politics, you bastard. Hey, tonight I thought I did really well in that category. You know? I gave credit to some Democrats that don't bother me. Oh, shit. That don't bother me. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So there you go, Sleuthy, Ruthie. Let's see. Yeah, that was a good series. I'm watching a new series now called The Institute, I think. With it has the same lady that was in Weeds. It seems like it's pretty cool. I'm only on episode 4, but it's like these kids that have extra ability, then they're given drugs to make them stronger or something. And I don't know. It's in a small town. What do you mean? Nicole, what are you talking about? Oh, I can. You don't need to have them. I can show you right here. I have my own. I can show you better than the media would have. Here, look. That's it right there. See, look. That's Xana's room right there, and that's the camera. See? It's just that. It's just right there. It's 50 feet away. That's the side of her room. The corner is where they're measuring it from. Right there to that camera. See that? Real simple. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. And then if you go right over here, I can show you. So look. That's it. I mean, if I went right here, I mean, it's crazy. Every time you hit the right mouse, they need to get rid of that. Stupid. So if I went to right here, see, look. That's the corner of Xana's room right there. That's Xana's room, and it goes around the side. And so it's just really the length of that house there. And then from right over here, you can see that there's that same side of the house is right there, and there's the camera. And then from above, I guess we have to go back over to, let's see how quickly I can navigate just in real time without even having the, oh man, I was just going to fly down there. I've been here so many times. Yeah, so right here, let me go to a different year. That's a good one. That one. So here's the corner of the house right there. Take the measuring tool and go right on the corner. And then the camera, because of the angle, see how you can see this part of the building? The camera's about right there. Okay, that's where the camera is. It's not, and I'm doing that because this roof is overhanging. See how there's the side of the house and then the roof starts there? That means that it's being filmed from an angle. So the camera's about right, let's just say right there. Right. So now we're going to go over to the measuring tool here. And in feet, well, that says 57 feet right there. So, if the camera is right there, 50 feet is kind of like that. So I've always said it's not 50 feet. It's like 57. But, I mean, it's pretty close. All right. You got it? Awesome. So hopefully that allows you to see it. I mean, and as a matter of fact, if you're watching it play, you can just kind of see how close. And if Murphy was up there barking, well, hell, that would be right there. See, we're actually walking around the corner there. And the camera was always filming this direction. And this right here, that right there is the window at 420 that light beams off of. So there was somebody right here in their vehicle that turned on that light, and I bet you they're the person that almost got hit. Right. Okay? Yeah, that's so cool. Here, watch. I'll show you right here. Watch. There it is. I was on there right now. See that? 4:20 and 7 seconds. See that? That's the window I was just showing you right there. And see, there's a light there, right? So there's no light there. And if we hit play, and so look at that light. Now, originally I thought, wow, maybe that's Koberger's car turning on, but it's not. It's another vehicle or something right off to the side. And look, and then it turns off, right? And then 30 seconds later, Koberger's car drives by, and I think they almost hit whoever that was responsible for that light there. And so look at, even right there, it lights up more. It lights up more of the area. So there is like a, I think a car probably pulls in there. You know, and so now let's go down to street view here, or not street view, my footage. And that's it right here. See, the camera is right there, and it filmed and picked up that window. And given the angle that we're coming from, it came in from about this angle, like probably right here, from that, right like that. So it came in, and then it hit that, and then that means the light came from over here to be able to see in that camera. So somebody was probably right here in this parking lot, and I bet you know what I bet? I bet they lived here. And they came out walking around. Maybe I don't know why they would go over here, but Koberger came zipping by and almost hit them, and they reported that to police, and they're not on camera. So when Dateline was like, ooh, he almost hit somebody. Well, yeah, okay, but he wasn't on camera doing that. That makes sense?
Well, just
no, I didn't. What do you mean DoorDash? What do you mean DoorDash? What does DoorDash have to do with what I was just saying? All right, so it hit there, and then there was somebody right over here doing something. And then, you know, a lot of you haven't seen any of these videos because you're new here on my channel, but I went out there, I walked up here when the trees had no leaves on them, and I don't know if you can see, but look how amazing this is. See, when the launcher was driving back here, let me make it full screen. You can see it. You look right over there, and that is the house in the background there. So, from you know, it used to, the mouse doesn't show up on the screen
anymore. Drive, you can see right over to the.
Yeah. So watch this. So here is right now is where the vehicle is spotted driving. Let me show you. Right here. Here we go. I'm going to zoom out. Now look back here. Watch this. Let me just find a time. I'll just pick the time when he's leaving. All right, right there. He's leaving. Right there. See that? So see how you can see the vehicle driving on Walenta Drive back there? That's where I'm standing right now in this video. If I just go a little bit further, see this house right here? That's the house on the left. And this is the house on the right. In the surveillance footage, see there's this house and then this one, and I'm standing like right there right now, and that's how it was filmed. In fact, when you're looking at this, you can be right here and zoom in, and there's the house with the surveillance camera on it right there. See what we do over here, you guys? But Gray and chat were loaf. What? Yeah, yeah, this is where he was driving slow, yeah. See, that's what's crazy, man. We get these people that come in from these other channels that have no idea. We've been doing this for so long, it's wild. So when he would drive slow, he drove by slow. And then even up here, look at what he could see from here. See, he's driving up here, and you can see right into the parking lot. See right there, there's this white car in the front in the parking lot of 1122 King Road, right? You guys have all been hanging out in the wrong places. That's all I can tell you. So now we can look at when he drove in slow, it's the reverse of this. See right there, there's the back parking lot. You can literally see it. So he could see that there were lights on. Look at right there, there's a car coming. Maybe that's what he saw when the DoorDash was driving in. You know, whatever. You know, something like that on one of the cars. And then a car just pulled up right there. He can see all of it from right here. And this is when he would start looking. I mean, it was totally, you know, he could look at it from up here. I mean, look at that. You can see a bunch of cars moving around. So right there. He can see it. So, you know, let's just play it back the other direction. So here we go. I guess we're going on the other side of the road. Should have stayed on that side because that's, bet there, you know, somebody could just run into you walking over there. But he drove really slow right here, and he was looking over, looking over. He was just going basically what I'm doing right now. Looking over, he'd watch. He'd sit there and watch like this. And he could see there's a vehicle there. He could see that vehicle. And then he keeps moving like this. And then you see his vehicle on the camera, the clearer shot. You can see a little bit where I just was on the same surveillance. But right here, this is where you see it drive by really slowly. He's right here, see? So he's coming by and he's looking in there. And there it is. So from here, you could see if there was a car right there or in the parking lot there. And he was driving by really slow, watching over there. Really creepy, 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 creepy stuff. And there's the house right back there. And then what I was just referring to, how you see it twice is, so imagine that's where I was just walking, but then look over here, it drives by right there too, on the other side of 1127. So see how you can, if I go like that and then comes over here, and look at that right there. So let's go to the 3:59 time frame. That's when it's just crawling by. It's crazy. Yeah, right in here, I think. And I think it's when it comes back in, right? Is that right, or is it the other way around? Let's see. That's slow. That's not the one, though. I think it's the 3:50. Is it this one? What time is that? No. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. When he's driving back up there. Look how slow he's going right here. Look at that. And then it took a long time even to get over here. See that? That's him coming up. And then, okay, and then he comes back around. Oh yeah, really slow here too. Watch this. See, watch, just creeping along. Looking over. And that's because the DoorDash is still there. And didn't you think that was a cool observation that I made today, where I was thinking that maybe the tan car is, when it was leaving, he thought that was the vehicle that he was tracking, and it left. So then he thought, okay, let me look a little bit more, and then he goes into the complex, not realizing that the DoorDash driver moved from the front to the back. So then he was surprised again that now there's this other vehicle moving around. So he got this sort of kind of confused by two different vehicles in that little small window of time. I mean, amazing. Well, thank you. Anyways, we got 20 more minutes here. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, that's what I would say. Is like circling like a shark. Come on, we need some more just channel members by people who become channel members themselves. So who's going to do it, you guys? DEFCON, My Last, Rook, Okie, Okie's Moki. I mean, there's $1.99, you guys. You can do it. Monica Powell. It's me. Come on, you guys can do it. That was a huge revelation for me when you said that. And I think you're... Yeah, I didn't even think... You know, I came up with it while I was doing it. I was just thinking, why is Koberger, you know, like, why didn't he go back in again? Because he saw this vehicle again. But then he realizes, wait a minute, he probably thinks that vehicle was the one that he was tracking. And then that's why he went back in at 356. But then when he goes in at 356, he actually pulls in behind another vehicle behind the house at 1122 King Road, and then watches that car drive down to go to the front lot, and then he comes behind it and leaves, And he's like, then he leaves, drives out, does a quick U-turn, comes back again, and then does not go into the complex again. Because now there's this other vehicle. So he drives all the way around, and then 5 minutes later, he sees the car leaving, and he goes in. I mean, it's pretty crazy. He literally sees it leaving again. He sees it leaving in front of him. So it's like right around here at like 4. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Okie Smoky. Welcome. Very cool. Let's go to the right around the 4 o'clock time frame. So this is how this is working here. I explained it in the video. Watch this. So right here at 3:57:41, notice the little lights there. I think the headlights aren't on right here. So at 3:50, let me zip. I gotta scroll through it. Yeah, it's right there. No, not that one. It's back a little bit. So how, see right here how it's dark-ish, right? And then right there's that little light that turns on. And I think she didn't have her headlights on, and she just pulls in and parked right there. And then, because Koberger parked at the top, and then I think he's then sort of following behind, and look, now he's coming, see? And I think that's the DoorDash driver. And then Koberger exits at 3:58:36. This is just my theory here. And then look at this up here. So he leaves at 3:58:36, but there he is up there zipping by. But he's watching. Look how slow he goes. Because he just drove by the DoorDash driver, which is right in front of the house. He's looking at it. He's looking at it right here. Look. And even over here he's looking at it. I just showed you the angle. You can see the whole damn thing. He's right there. He's looking at it. And then he sees it there. And he's like, God, you're ruining my... And then so he turns around. And he comes back in 1:10. Look at this. He's right there again. Let's go back up in there. 1:10 later. There he comes. Right there. He's antsy to get back. And he's going a little quicker this time. Because he knows it was there. He's still looking over there. He's not driving full speed or anything. And guess what? He can see the car in front of 1122 King Road. The DoorDash driver had just dropped the meal off. And look at this time right here. So just look up here and see that the vehicle is right there at 4 o'clock and I think 10 seconds. See that right there? Boom. So it's actually 4 o'clock and 13 seconds. So she's already walking back to her car, and he can see that the car's still there, right? Because then look at this. She drives away at 4 o'clock and 42 seconds. So he knows that. He, at this point, is just passing this road right here, King Road and Taylor Avenue. He's right outside the complex, if you will. And then, so she comes out here, and she's right behind him, like 20 seconds behind him. So when he is driving... So he comes around like this and does not go into the complex. The DoorDash driver goes like this. And he's probably like right here when the DoorDash driver pulls out. He can see her in the rearview mirror. And now he knows, okay, now I can go back around. So he drove all the way around. Didn't want to go past the DoorDash driver. So went back around. Drove around like this. And that was so fortunate because this building here got the one photograph. They had a really clear shot of him missing a front plate. And they could figure out that it was a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. And then he drove around like this, and then at 4:05 he goes in now because he saw the vehicle leave. So he comes in, but he's paranoid now. So first he drives in and does a 3-point turn here, and then he drives back again to look and see what ramifications there were because of those vehicles. And he didn't see anything, and right here he tried to stop or turn around, then he does a 3-point turn here, and then it's go time. He drives the fastest he'd done on any other pass all the way around, parks his car, I think, right in this area, and then stalked the house again for another 5 minutes or so, then moved the car up to here, and then went into the house. There you go. There you go. Huh? I have to treat them and close eyes. Oh, okay. Good night. Didn't that all just make sense right there? That whole thing that I just went through? See, that's what's cool. We've been putting together this really clear sort of, based on the information. You can see Koberger had two different vehicles to deal with. And that's why when you look at pass number 1, it's at 330. Pass number 2 is at 337. And that's why there's this huge gap to 356, because there was vehicles that he was avoiding in there. And he made a mistake when he went in at 356 because he thought the tan vehicle that left 3 minutes before he came in, because here's what happened. Let me go back up and show you guys this. Let's go right here. At 353 up above here, let's see. Right there, I think it is. Oh, that's going the other direction. Let's see. That's the 352. All right, right there, I think. Right here at 353.18, that is the tan vehicle. Now look up here. Yeah, right there. I think it's up there now. I can't remember the time. Yeah, there it is right there. Let me back it up a little bit. So he's right behind the tan vehicle. So he's not 100% certain, but he can see it right now. It's just pulling out, and when he gets to King and let's see, King and Taylor Avenue, he can see it. But if you notice, he doesn't go into the complex here. So what we think he probably did was he drove around like this and then parked somewhere like right in there, because right there you can literally see the house clearly. Just being parked there, you can watch it. It's crazy. I mean, you can see the entire house. And he sat there for 3 minutes. So this vehicle was in front of him, the tan car. He can see it. And he looks down there and he sees that there's nobody there, but he thought that that was the DoorDash driver leaving. So then he probably pulls in there and waits. It's hard to know. We don't know what he did, because this footage right here is missing. But it appears that he didn't go there because he didn't go on the Ridge Road or anything. He literally seems to have stayed right in this area. And then at 3:56, 3 minutes later, he comes in because he's been monitoring. And now he feels good that that was the vehicle that left. I don't know. Maybe he didn't know where everybody's room was. I've said before, though, he turned his phone off 3 other times. Maybe one of those times he snuck into the house, turned his phone off prior, and he would have said, "Oh, I thought there was a party here tonight." And he walked around and he figured stuff out. But to be honest with you, he could just be sitting in his car from the back, and you can see exactly where all the rooms are that he might have been concerned with. You go through the sliding glass door. He can see that there's stairs that go up. It's very simply laid out in there. You come in through the slider. Oh, look, there's the stairs I was seeing from outside. You go to the top and you turn to the right. There's also images online, etc. Well, we don't know if he did, Monica. So, a similar theory to what? Let's see. He left eyewitnesses, at least 2. No, he left 1 eyewitness. Yeah. And he needed to get out of there. The dog was barking. He had no more time to kill somebody. He thought if somebody called 911, he's only got a couple minutes. He's got to get the hell out of here and on Walenta Drive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's likely he entered the house. I think it's there's a good, like a chance, a decent chance, because if he turned his phone off 3 other times, maybe on a night that he decided to go in there, he did that because he knows that if he ever got caught, they'd check his phone records and it would show he was right in the middle of that house. No, the DoorDash driver didn't see him. DoorDash driver. That's weird. It says DoorDash driver saw him too. Is there even a name? There's just a blank space, I think. But you're wrong. The DoorDash driver didn't see him. You must have missed the memo. Let's see. Also, the sliding door lock had been broken. Right. Yeah, we talked about that. It was either broken prior, or he broke it and they didn't fix it, or whatever. But, you know, Danny Rolling used to break the sliding glass doors with a screwdriver. Yeah, they did have a virtual tour as well. Online. I don't know if he did that or not. I mean, that would be really damning if that was one of the items that a website that he went to. All right, so if you're just sitting out the back, I'm just telling you. If you look at this, let me go back to the beginning. Oh, God, my stomach! I just drank water and it almost went. You could probably hear it, but anyways. From back here, you can just tell that that's Madison Mogen's room. And from different spots, you could walk around. This is the window at the top of the stairs right there. See that? And then there's a kitchen down there. So you would know when you came in that, oh, look, oh, there's stairs. Those must be the stairs that go up to the top. See? And then you go to the top, and you know when you got to the top, you take a right to go to Madison Mogen's room, or left to go to Kaylee's room. It's just really simple. There's no... I've heard people literally go, Gray, why do you call her Madison? People call her Maddie. Oh, well, I'm not her friend. I don't know her. You know, I think it's weird when people start calling, you know, for example... You know, like, let's say you met somebody that's a doctor named William. Do you start calling him Bill right away if you didn't even know him? I don't know her, and so she's going to be Madison Mogen. Sometimes I say Maddie just for speeding it up, but it's weird when people give a shit. People are just so whacked in the head. That's the wrong person, delivery driver. Whatever your name is, you're about ready to get removed. Since you don't have a name, I don't want you in here. All right? You're incorrect. Right. She described a different person's shirt. All right? So, since I can't refer to you, I'm going to have to time you out. All right? Have a good night. Maybe come back in 24 hours. Maybe get a name. Yeah, he has a blank space for a name, and so if I can't refer to you, I'm removing you from the chat. All right, have a good night. Dr. Willie. Just, you guys are nuts. All right, anyways, I think I'm gonna get out of here. Well, let's see, what time is it? Okay, we'll do 6 more minutes to get us right to 3 hours. He has no name. A horse with no name. You guys like that song? What do you think he did with the knife? I don't know. I mean, you guys have seen my videos on that, haven't you? Let me see if I can just randomly find it without having a map. I think it's right there, right? Yeah, this is this Kirkendall? Yep, there's Kirkendall. What do you got to here? Yeah, right, let's see. Right there. See that tree? Oh, look at that. What date is this? July 16th. That's pretty weird, I gotta tell you. You guys want to hear something weird? I mean, this sounds kind of weird. You know? But you're going to be kind of shocked when I tell you this. But you know those documents that are out there? Listen to this, you guys. You guys might be the first to hear something that might be kind of weird. Listen to this. Those documents that are out, right here is a spot that a witness said that they saw Koberger's vehicle or they didn't say Koberger's vehicle. They said a white vehicle at 5:30 something in the evening, in that time frame, on the day of the murders, parked right here. Law enforcement came out and saw that there was disturbed dirt there. Okay? They saw that there was disturbed dirt there. Right in the spot. And they described it that there was a little bridge and a lone tree, and here's a little bridge going over this little creek right there. And then there's a lone tree. It actually was destroyed, so it was much bigger at the time. And then he was there in the evening, but it sort of matches. So look where we are right now. See where we're at. Now watch this. Right here is Kirkendall Road, and this is what they put on a map. Now, we don't know if he went that way. That's what law enforcement believed, that he drove like this and then got onto Johnson Avenue and drove this way. But what if, this is what my video says, what if he went like this? He took this right instead, because they don't know which one he took. And then the first thing he did was, now I've lost my spot. Right there. No, that's not where it was. Where the hell's the tree? I got to go down here. It seemed like I just lost where the tree was. Hold on. Kirkendall. I thought it was right here. There it is. So let's just go that one. So let's say he took this turn instead of up there on Kirkendall, and he drove down, and then right here, he just takes this little right really quick. This is in the morning time. And he buries the weapons in a pre-dug hole. Then he drives this direction, just how they have him. He shows up on camera coming into town on these cameras right here. And then later, when he goes down to Pullman, Washington, you know what's weird is if you guys are actually paying attention, you would think this was interesting instead of giggling and laughing. This is actually pretty interesting stuff here. So on the way in the morning, I'll start over again for the people who just can't control themselves. So in the morning time, when he's coming back, maybe he turned here or here and cut across. And then once he gets to this intersection, he takes a quick right, buries the items really fast, right? Then he drives up like this and goes into Pullman, Washington. And then, he calls his mom and does all that shit. Then he goes in at 9 o'clock, goes into Moscow. Then he comes back home. Then he drives all the way down to Clarkston and all those kinds of things. And then later in the evening, when he comes back up, he turns his phone on. It was off. He turned it on from 5:32 to 5:36. And it pinged in this area right here, like near Johnson. So it's right in this area. All right? Wow. Hey, thanks, Angel. That was the only, what do you call it? The cat eye of the evening. Maybe I should, if I could turn this on quick enough, would that work? Because that would actually be we would get the, damn. Let's see, is it going to work? I don't know. We'll see. Hey, thanks so much, though. Very nice. So look at the vehicle came up like this, and then let's say he buried it there in the morning, and then he goes down to Lewiston, Clarkston, and then later in the evening, his phone turns on for a 6-minute time frame, and his phone pings near Johnson here, somewhere in this area, or a 4-minute time frame. But a person saw a white vehicle underneath that tree. Right here. And you want to see something interesting? I mean, I know this is just total out, the odds of this are 1 in a billion. But look, there's a white vehicle right there. You see that? Under the same damn tree. Now, you might go, well, what difference does that make, Gray? Well, the date. You know what the date is on that vehicle right there? The satellite image? July 16th, 2022. Like literally the time frame he was there, he may have been scouting it out. I mean, that's pretty weird. I have to tell you. I mean, what are the odds of that? Wouldn't that be absolutely crazy if that was him Like literally scouting out that place. When was the pool party, by the way? Wasn't the pool party on this day? What day was the pool party? Anybody know? I'm just saying, that is kind of weird right there, right? Like, what if that is what that is? What day was the pool party? Well, hold on, I got this thing. Let's see. I think it's right around on the same date. Like, let's see. The pool party is... No, it's at the 10th. So this is 6 days after the pool party. There just happens to be a white vehicle parked under this lone tree that's been identified as a place that Kohberger could have put the weapon. I mean, it's pretty amazing. The law enforcement went there and there was disturbed earth. They just couldn't find anything. So it could have been a temporary spot that he placed it when he went there at 5:30, let's say 5:40. He retrieved the items and then moved them to some other location. But maybe this was, I mean, it's like 1 in a million. This is, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say 1 in a million, like 1 in 1,000 or less that this is. But man, that's crazy, right? Like, look at that. That is weird. I wonder what law enforcement would think of that. I mean, it doesn't matter now, but I mean, it's a white sedan underneath the same tree that they were talking about. We've had weird stuff like this happen before that's real, too. That would be just absolutely crazy. I have no way to prove it or anything like that, but so what you're looking at is on July 16th, a white sedan was parked right under there, and apparently this is where somebody saw a car parked there on the 13th in the evening, right at the time that Kohberger's vehicle was pinging in the area, and law enforcement came out and there was disturbed earth. They just didn't find anything. So there you go. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. And thanks again up there to Angel. Now, if that wasn't super chat worthy, I don't know what was. How do you know it's a sedan? I don't know. It kind of looks like one, you know. Kind of a small. Jesus. You get these clowns that show up in here. Let's see. They're angry that they didn't observe the same thing. So then they go, how do you know it's a sedan, Gray? You know what? You're right, man. Maybe it's an SUV. It looks like a sedan to me. Pretty strange, though, don't you think? I mean, that is so weird. So 6 days after the pool party, when he's already identified likely who he's going to be attacking, now maybe he's scouting out where to put the weapon or something, you know. It's pretty weird, right? So I don't know if that is, the vehicle or not. It's just interesting that there's a white vehicle that looks like a sedan, okay? I don't know if it is one. Underneath the same tree that's mentioned in the documents. 100% that is the tree. You know what they said in the document? They said it's where the road turns to gravel. Well, look at this. This is regular pavement. Oh, Google Earth just closed it down on me there. I guess you can't see it. It doesn't want me to prove it. Oh, there it is. So there it is right there. And let's go this way on the other side of the bridge. Watch this. We're on the other side of the bridge. We're driving this way. And then look at this. Right here, the road turns to gravel. They also said there was a bridge. And that's what that is. And the other side, where it turns to gravel to cement, doesn't look like this at all. There's no tree. There's no nothing. And that's it. Yeah, no, it's just kind of weird, the timing of it, you know? Like if it was, well, here's what's weird, right? What if it, if it was April? No. June 15th. December, I would even say November 15th. It's just not going to be it, right? But this is right in the window where, he'd be planning these kinds of things. I mean, it's just weird. Man, that's just crazy. I mean, why is there even a car there, by the way? I mean, it's just like a... Let's see, what would you be doing? You park a car right there for what? I mean, this is... Yeah, pretty weird. Not saying it is what it is at all. I'm just saying that's what I just saw, and that is the date on the map. So if you don't believe that, I can go up in the air right here, and then right down there, I don't know if you can see it, says July 16th, 2022. Right there. Image date. I've never even noticed this before because I never even looked. This is October 2023, and looks like that tree's a lot bigger then. And that's June 2015. Isn't that crazy? That's the only July 2022 and July 16th, to be specific. Then the next one's October 2023. So that's the only one taken. And, wow. I don't know. We don't have any of that information. But pretty weird, regardless. You know, I mean, it's just weird in general that a tree that's in the documents that mentions how a white car was under it on the 13th of November, and then they went out and then there was no, there was disturbed dirt there, and then there just happens to be a satellite image in the time frame that Koberger was in the area, and another white car is in that underneath the same exact tree. I mean, just that alone is kind of weird, but I mean, what are the odds that another white... Yeah, it's just kind of strange, you know. Maybe he was there a lot, you know. Maybe he hung out there and there was just that one satellite image. He might have been on there on the 17th, 18th. He would think about things. It was his little private spot to think about stuff. He'd pull over and think. It's on Google Earth. What do you mean, where did I find the satellite image? I wonder if I should do a video on that. That's kind of an interesting possibility, don't you think? I don't know. I mean, it's just sort of I don't know. It's weird. Very strange. I mean, it definitely could be a big white van. I don't think so though. I mean, it's got that front on it. Well, let's see. How long are SUVs? I don't really have the back end of it, but if I went like this, let's say to right there, how many feet is that? 16 feet? Let's see. I mean, I'm just guessing where the end was. Well, an Elantra is 15 feet. Okay, so if I go like this, let's say right there, that's a shadow there. So if you go right to the edge here, and then you go over the roof and just kind of looking at the shape, I would, I mean, it's hard to say, but I would say like right, there, that says 16 feet. If you were making 15, you're right here, and that looks pretty legit too, right? So that'd be an Elantra. That length right there. I just can't see the other side of the car. I think it is probably right in there though. No, that doesn't look like a sunroof. It looks like a shadow on top of the car. There's no sunroof on it. I'm not sure where you're coming up with that. There's that's shadows. There's no, there's no sunroof on there. Come on, you guys. I knew as soon as I saw the shadows. I go, oh, watch. Here we go. They say it's a sunroof. Whoa! Oh, look how long that took, you guys. Man, that was like 30 minutes later. Woo! Holy crap, that scared the hell out of me.
Thank you, Gray, for all your hard work and dedication. Red heart emoji.
Yeah, there's no sunroof on that. I don't know. You know, who the hell knows? I know, that came so late. Koberger's car doesn't have a sunroof, right? I mean, I've seen it on top of it. I'm just trying to see. You guys think that that's a sunroof right there, right? I mean, is it really that shape? Wouldn't it be square? I don't know. For me, it just seems like a shadow, kind of like that. And then here, and all these things, and like right there, and these. But I do see a dog right there. You guys see the ears? And then there must have been a dog up in the sky to make that shadow, said a Proberger. And actually, that's not how it looks. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Top view of... Well, actually, I have a wide launcher in there. Let's bring it in there. Right? There. That's not a top. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so here would be, that's what a sunroof would look like on an Elantra. You'll have to find it again. Right there. Yeah, I mean, there is a... I mean, you see this little white spot there. I don't know. Got the window, then there's this white here, and then there's darkness there. But, you know, it's got a curve in there. So, I don't know. I don't have any confidence in either way. But, I mean, look at the shape of that, by the way. I mean, just look at that. That's pretty damn similar, right? I mean, that's an actual launcher. I might be onto something here. Look at that. And the same kind of, you know, the shape of the whiteness. Right there, even. That's a Hyundai Elantra right there. Let's see, 2015. Yeah, there you go. There's one right there. I think that's one that doesn't have the window. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, you guys? But, man, that is kind of weird. You got to admit, another white car under the same tree in a 4-month period. That's just even that is weird under this particular tree. All right. Awesome. Anyways, I think that's going to do it, you guys. I left you guys with a kind of an interesting little nugget right at the end of the show. Now that is, I mean, it's total speculation, but it's just, I found it interesting after I looked at the date. Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys liked the show tonight. Had some humor in there most of the time, and that was a pretty good show. Even the politics went pretty well. What, Gray? You talked about politics? I'm never watching again. All right, thanks, Mary Bezick, Ann Bezick, Christopher Marshburn, Love Boston, 1976. CR gifted a membership. Then 4 Paz gifted one. Then Allison Mox, Do Greg, Paul Marino, Brown Eyed Girl, da 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 da, gifted 5. Then we have Charlotte Denny, CR, Justin Motocross, Michelle H, Leanne Bell, Dixie Hippie gifted one, M10. Then it is Amy Darcy Marie. Then Dixie Hippie, Kelly Jensen, Kim, Allie Cake, Christina gifted 5. Thank you so much. And then Mariska. And then we have Carrie Summers, Lexi Staff, Mir Sood, Amy's Justice League. Then Esther M. And then Carrie Summers. Then Kathy Crow, Amy Justice League again, gifted 1. Then we have Stu, CHRSTU, In America, Behind the Tape, Kim, I'm not your cup of Kim, not your cup of tea, gifted 1. Then Zozo showed up for 66 months. Then we have Ted Bundy, then Todd Tucker, then Ted Bundy. Hey, Ted Bundy, did you ever type in your email you have to do it sort of phonetically. Then we've got Kim, not your cup of tea. Then we have Ted Bundy. Then Kim, you're not your cup of tea, gifted. And then gifted again. Gifted 3 in a row there. Then I gifted 5. Then Okie Smoky, new member. Then It's Me, D. And then Lanky Tord just gifted 5. Now the cat eye one, for some reason, isn't showing up on Google here. But that was Angel Fire. Thank you. Very cool, very cool. All right, and then we also had, sometimes I forget I thank people over on the coffees. We only had 1 coffee tonight. That's from 4 Paws. Lisa did 2 coffees yesterday that I saw after the show. And then, let's see, we had Marine Price and also Your Gypsy on the PayPals. I think one of them was from earlier in the day. But there you go. All right. Well, do you guys find was the show, interesting? We covered a whole bunch of different stuff. We did the Minneapolis shooting. We did Idaho 4. Talked about how stupid it is that everybody uses LOL as a period, and how you're batshit crazy if you hit your thumb with a hammer and say ROFL and you're rolling on the floor laughing. You're actually certifiable. If I ever saw somebody smash their thumb with a hammer and rolled on the floor laughing, I wouldn't take them to the hospital. I'd take them right to a mental ward. We talk about all kinds of different things tonight. And some of that stuff I repeat because, I think the same thing. Like, I've said that story about the ROLF thing about 1 million times because over the years, maybe 10 times. But yeah, it's just part of the lore of the channel. And if you're new here, one of the things that, if you look in the custom emojis, you'll see that one that looks like we'll go over the custom emojis again pretty soon because there's so many new members. But the one that looks like a cat eye, you just have to know that that's my one sort of Koberger awkwardness. It's not as bad. It's not quite like birthing hips, okay? But there was a waiter at a bar. She's pretty. She had these eyes that were kind of like really light gray almost. It kind of looked exotic. But she sat with me at the table. That was good, right? Like, And we were talking for a while, and I thought her eyes looked really pretty, like exotic looking. But what came out of my mouth was, wow, your eyes look like a lizard. you know. And, you know, it didn't last very long after that. Like, she kind of got up and left. But, you know, I think if it was somebody worthwhile, they would have wondered, what do you mean by lizard eye? And I would say, well, they're exotic looking. They're really pretty. Oh, okay. Well, you could have just said that, Gray. You know, so. It's not as bad as birthing hips, right? Like that's like an immediately a rejection. But lizard eyes, I mean, somebody could question you for a moment and wonder what you meant. You know, I wasn't given that courtesy, damn it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, anyways, thanks, everybody. There's one of the stories. There's one of the stories. We'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Well, I want to thank everybody again for your support. We're, you know, trying to head off the month well. At the end of the month, maybe we'll be able to kick some ass. We'll see. We're definitely in a good place now, but we just need to get to the end. No, I realized my lizard eye comment didn't work. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. And, as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Where's that one? We used to do the... screw it. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a... Oh, there it is, right there. Crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified... Oh, yeah, we'll have to do that here in a minute. We'll have to do that in a minute. Hold on, wait up, you guys. We're going to do it in a minute. On a stretcher, if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector. And I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, ya. Just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda. I'm no pretender. And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Hey, great! I remember this one. When I'm in the mood, I sprinkle troll on my food, but I don't eat it. I chew it up and spit it out and repeat it. It's not a treat. The troll is beat. Just one of the ways that I defeat it. Stay in the groove when the troll's on the move. Just takes a second to remove, 'cause every time I conclude, the troll is gonna lose. Nice try, lizard eye. I see you creeping on the sly. Why you think you're so fly? You're such a whiny cry. Battle me, you're gonna fly. Gonna send you out to mummify. It's time to say goodbye. Ding-ding-ding-dong. Rumor going around about me and the crew about something we did or supposed to do. You might not have heard it all, maybe you have, but when I first heard it all, a bit was like, usually get angry and all uptight. You can say what you want to spell my name right. All I'm never guilty of was rocking a house. That's what the rumor was all about. It's me at the den, tell all your friends, and if you don't wait till you see me again, this way, you can hear horse's mouth right there in the den. We can straighten it out. Here's a little story that I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. Started way back in history with that Rock MCA and me, Mike D. Had a little horsey that was Paul Revere. Me and my horsey and a quart of beer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand, sure buzzing on my tail 'cause I'm in demand. One lonely beastie I be, all about myself without no bar key. Someone was beating down on my baseball hat. It was getting hot, the beer was getting flat. Looking for a girl, ran into a guy. His name was MCA. I said howdy, he said hi. told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. 4 years on the run and then he's dying of thirst. The brew was in my hand and he was on my tip. His horse rose right out and for a sip. He said, can I get some? I said, you can't get none. I had just a run, run the shotgun, quick on the draw. Thought I'd be dead. Put the gun to my hand and this is what he said. Hope you know what time it is. It's time to get ill. I hope you know what... Hope you know what time it is, it's time to get ill. What do we have here? And I want his beer. I run a slam, you wanna stand, I'll make myself clear. I stepped into the wind, he had a gun, I had a grin. You think the story's over, but it's ready to begin. Hey, don't make fun of me, you guys. Gee. Right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I sit back with his brand new invention. Something where the holding me tightly flows like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop, yo? I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal. Light up the stage, I'm about to choke like a candle. Dance, with as big as it boom. Killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it, I'll leave it, better game way. Better hit bullseye, the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook of my DJ revolves it. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the bangers are pumping, quick to the point, cause the point no faking, cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them, get quick and nimble, go crazy when I hear the cymbal with a hi-hat, with a super tempo, I'm on a roll, time to go solo, rolling, in my 5.0 with my rag top down so my hair can blow, Drillers on standby, waiting just to say hi, did you stop? No, just roll on, get down, we're soon on the next stop, about to let I'm headed to the next block. The block was dead dogs, I continue to A1A Detroit Avenue, cause we're hot, we're a mess of bikinis, rockman, movers, ramming on bikinis, jealous, cause I'm out getting mine. Shade was a gauge, and Manila was a 9. Gunshots ranged out like a bell. I grab a 9 out of her with shells falling on the concrete real fast. Jumped in my car, slammed on the gas, mumble the bumble, the avenue's packed, trying to get away from the jackers. Jack, police on the scene, you know what I mean? Then I see up, confront all the dope fiends. If there was a problem, yo, I saw it. Check out the work of my DJ revolves it.
Hey, that's not too bad, Mary Lou. Jesus.
Thanks, Clay. You're always cutting me down all the time, you bastard.
You bastard? What do you mean?
Diddy poppy poppy pop, diddy diddy poppy pop pop. You don't dare stop or come alive, yo. Give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you stop. Said a 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me one to mark, what are you waiting for? Hey, shut up, John boy.
Gosh, Mary Lou, that isn't very nice.
Alright, anyways. Wow, that was crazy, huh? Good job, Mary Lou. That was nuts. Alright, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.